My flight level was like a nuclear missile.
Hola, mi gente. That's a vibe. That is a vibe. If you're wondering who that is an artist, okay, that sponsored Block Talent Battle last Saturday. His name is King Made Music _ King Made Music _ on Instagram. And he didn't pay me for that extra shout out, but I really, really love his music. It's a whole vibe. So if you're interested in them tracks and his music, go over to King Made Music _ on Instagram. Let's start some trouble early in the week. I'm coming through with some trouble early in the week, okay? I usually save this type of trouble for later on in the week, but I said, no, we're starting it now. So welcome to another episode of On the Block with Jen. I am YouTube's bad girl and your favorite devil's advocate. You can reach me on the block with Jen on all social media platforms, darling. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. On the block with Jen at Gmail if you want to hit me up for some business, okay? I do not need your proposals, your marriage proposals. I need your business, right? Or your questions, comments, suggestions, topic suggestions. If you want to reach out to me, collab with business or one of my panelists, on the block with Jen at Gmail. That is where you go for business, okay? And I don't have to explain to you what business is. Do I? I hope not. If you want to support the show and help mama keep the church lights on, I am also on the Block with Jen Cash app. On the Block with Jen Cash app, okay? For discretion. A lot of people don't want other people in their business. Go in there, send me a little gift, okay? To support the show. If you don't give a damn about people seeing who you sponsor on these YouTube streets, super chat, $ bottom right in the comment section. Welcome, everybody. We're going to argue tonight. I got a feeling we're going to argue tonight. I got a feeling the chat's going to be on and popping tonight, right, with this subject. But without another further, I can't do this without Lily, lovely, talented from YB Limited, and you guys better be following her. It is not rocket science, okay? Hi, Lily.
Hello.
I'm a little hyped, just a little bit.
I see it. I'm loving it. Look, the girls is out. What's
This is I went to the gym early, honey. Listen, let's get it for the people. Let's give it a people. Okay, listen, I'm summer ready and I'm trolling people, hopefully to inspire them, right? It's a little late to start on the summer body. However, it's not too late to start working on your health, okay? Yeah. Now, I'm not the healthiest person in the world. I eat like a pig, but I'm hoping I can inspire. Get your ass in the gym, man or woman, okay? Get your asses in the gym. It's so important. A lot of us are at that age where shit starts breaking down and you want to get ahead of it. Yes. You want to get ahead of it. So get your asses in the gym, okay? So I got the gym out the way early today and I feel really good. You know, usually I go late, like 4:35. But I got it out the way early today and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come. I'm straight out the gym. I got the sheen. You see that? I look like I'm chasing predators and shit. You know how they got that fake sweat on the actors when they
Yes.
So I'm here. I'm happy.
It's something about that exercise. Me and Bessie just came back from our 10-mile walk today. We did 10 miles today. Yes. So you know what? Like you, Jen, I don't eat the healthiest. But what I will say is this. What's most important is two things. It's most important for health and aging gracefully is keep your body movement, keep your body in motion, and attitude. Those two things. Like when I look at people who age gracefully, that's the thing. Those are the two things that they have in common. That's it.
Hello.
They do whatever they want though.
Right. And I'm like, your attitude is such a huge part of it, right? I always say, your brain, you wake up with your brain in the morning and then your brain is blank and your brain is like, what are we going to do today? What are we going to think about? And whatever you decide to put in your brain will manifest all day long. So when you wake up in the morning, your brain is like, what are we going to do today? And if you're like, I'm going to think about that bitch that offended me yesterday. I'm going to think about my mama when she let my brother disrespect me at the fucking family reunion, right?
And and that happened 49 years ago. Now you 62. and you
Right.
still, like.
And life goes by like that, right? So when you wake up, you tell your brain your brain's like, what's we fitting to do today? Then it's up to you what you're going to put in your brain. So if you wake up like, I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm going to go for a walk today, I'm going to treat myself to some fruit, I'm not going to watch any negative content, I'm not going to talk to people who are negative, I'm happy, you know what I mean? It's, and even if you're not, I love something Rihanna said when it was like, they asked her on the red carpet more than once, so she said this more than once, when they asked her, when you're not having a good day, and you're just not feeling up to what do you do? She was like, just pretend.
Yeah.
Right? And
it sounds
right. It sounds simple, but if you just wake up in the morning and you're not happy, you're like, I'm happy, I'm good, I'm healthy, I'm going the direction I want to go in. I look young, I feel young. Your brain is like, check, check, check. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. And it's such a big part of it. When people ask me like, what's your secret? I was like, I don't know. I try not to dwell on things that stress me, one, and two, I cut a motherfucker off quick.
Oh, yeah, I'm good at that. That's something that I'm so good at. And not malice, like not even
no,
just not a good fit.
Right. And this is coming from someone who's let toxic people be in my life for a very, very, very long time. And I was like, no, I deserve better than this shit. So now, my scissor is big and very sharp. And I'm just like you said, Lily, it doesn't, without malice, just you don't serve my spirit.
It's not a good fit
anymore. It's just not gonna work, right? And some people tell, you cut people off too quick. Or life is too fucking short, man. And I'm talking about life is too short regarding the lifespan. We don't know what's gonna take us out before the lifespan.
Yes, the lifespan, exactly on like the high note, like the best case scenario. The best case scenario, life is too short. So
okay, thank you.
Any minute, so I'm not going to waste my time on things I don't need to waste my time on. Just like the other thing I don't waste my time on is things that I can't control. Like after I checked all the boxes, like what can I do? I've done all I can do. Child, listen, let the shit fall with it.
Look at Don Levon fucking with me early. He said, I thought you was gonna say cut people, but you added off. So okay. No, I've cut enough people in my day. No, but it's very, very important. We have this thing, and then I want to jump into this because this is juicy, this topic. But I just want to leave the people with there's this thing that we do as human beings. We think because we share DNA with people, we have to put up with this shit. We think because we're married to people, we took vows. Now I gotta rock out, even though I hate this motherfucker. I gotta tolerate them because we took these vows before God, and I don't want to be a divorced woman or a divorced man. And what is my mama gonna think? And you hold on to people that suck the life out of you, right? But my scissor is big and it's very sharp, and I'm not going to do it. And that's not to say that you have to be a perfect person around me. We all go through shit. I go through shit. I have my down days. But if the majority of you is pessimistic, please get from around me.
I can't do
Please get from around me. You people that find the problem to every solution and idea, please get from the hell around me. So when people say, oh, Jen, you look good, you look younger, take my advice, big scissor, make sure it's sharp. That's what I do. I don't dwell and be like, oh God, why he talk to me like that? Why is he? And then when they call, you pick up the phone. That gives you wrinkles. Okay, so
and I'm not going to go any further because we have a topic coming up that's going to talk about all of this, and we can give a lot more of our secrets, and we can give a lot of our mistakes that led to these epiphanies of why we cut people off so quick. We didn't start we didn't just start cutting people off just because we want to cut people off. No, we made tons of mistakes. And we realized, oh, duh, I held on too long.
Tons. And also when we get into that topic, I also want to say how you can do it from a place that's not of bitterness.
Yes.
A lot of people get to this, they have this change of light because it's like, I'm bitter and I'm mad and everybody, I hear this a lot from people. I always try to be there for people and be nice to people, and I always get fucked over, right? They take no accountability.
When I hear that, I run the other way.
Right? So Lily and I are going to teach you how to move on, how to make sure that you have self-respect and you protect your space and your energy and your spirit. You don't have to be mad or bitter about it. I am not bitter. Even the people that have done me horribly wrong, I'm not carrying them with me. I refuse to do it.
I don't like that in my energy. I don't like that in my spirit. I don't
they're
like.
not worth
They're not
that.
worth it. Bye. I mean,
Not
all these
worth it.
bye.
So all the people that are here, welcome, 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 darlings. Hit that like and subscribe for me if you're here for your first time. Hi, where you been, baby? Where you been?
Where's my chat not coming up?
Chat, hold me down. I lost my little ticker. Tristan, you're going to have to help me, Tris. I lost my little ticker. I deleted it by mistake, the little ticker that says buy me a smoothie. I deleted it by mistake. And now when I go to the brand part of StreamYard and the banner part of StreamYard, there's no ticker. There's just like places where I could do like where I could throw this up. Like okay. I can still throw the topic up, but I don't have my ticker anymore.
Did they update it or something?
No, it was me. I deleted it by mistake because I was trying to delete an old ticker, and I deleted it, and I'm like, now it's gone, and now I don't have my little ticker that slides by, and I need that ticker.
I'm so glad we got tech people because you and I together. That's the one thing.
Oh yeah, I mean these guys. I could not do it without my tech guys. I could not do it.
No,
these are my guys. These are my guys. This is my geek squad. I love my geek squad. Right? The block has its own geek squad. Don't get it twisted.
I love them.
Lily, so first and foremost, rest in power to Harry Belafonte. That is how you do a life, okay, with his fine ass. He was fine in his 90s. Yes. How you fine in your 90s?
What we were just talking about?
Hello.
Just saying.
Okay. Lived a good life. I'm not about to feel sad or mourn. That is a beautiful, long, amazing life. That is how you got to do it. He lived his dream. He fought for his people. He lived out loud. An icon, an absolute icon. Fine to the end. Beautiful, well done. Salute to Mr. Harry Belafonte.
We love it. We love it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yes. So tonight's topic, it is spicy. And let me tell you where it came from, Lily. Okay. I made a post on Facebook like I often do because, that's my little survey, right? It's like, let me see what the people are talking about. I did a post today that kind of surprised me. And I said, Don Lemon released a statement that he worked for a company 17 years and was stunned when he was fired. My question was, what have we learned, class? Now, I was thinking that everybody was going to think what I was thinking, which was the obvious. What were you? Too. Okay,
but I didn't go through
answer that, Lily.
I thought so too, but I didn't go through the comments because I was doing a million things. So I'm shocked to know that. Just tell me what they would think. I'm really
so when I say to you, Don Lemon released a statement that he worked for a company 17 years and he was stunned that he was fired. What do you think about that? What would you say?
He was replaceable. I mean, that's just how I think. Yeah, it's business. It's just
so that's what I was thinking as well. I thought people were going to come in and see like, hey, everybody's replaceable. You got to have your own brand. You got to make sure you're doing something on the side. And then 17 fucking years. That's what I thought everybody was thinking. But no, Lily, no. There was a resounding. Not resounding. Lily, a resounding, because he black. That's why he got fired. You can't trust them white people because he black. That's why he got fired. And
Where's the bell? Where's the bell?
We need the bell. We need the bell all day today. We're gonna need the bell for the next 2 fucking hours.
Because they started off with the bell.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, you do know what I had said was, my response was quite naturally before we begin that we need the race bell on the block.
Megaverse had me laughing. Someone, they're not black, they're OJ.
It's race time.
Boys and girls.
That is the race bell on the block. So people were in the comments because he black, them white people. That's why. And I said, oh, Wait a minute. Don Lemon was black the 17 years he worked there. Like he made it very clear. It was obvious, right? No?
What about Tucker Carlson with his #1 show?
Okay, so that was what I thought was logical response, right? Okay. I said, well, wait a minute. Tucker Carlson got fired. Cuomo got fired. Bill O'Reilly got fired. There's this other guy, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but someone else from Fox, a bigwig at Fox, also got fired before Tucker Carlson. I forgot who it was, but you guys can help me out. So I'm just like, are we really still on the, oh, woe is us, that white man run everything? Are we really still on that? Because I'm reading the comments and it was a resounding, but that's how they do us, is because he's black. If he wasn't black, and I was like, but then how do you explain Tucker Carlson, Bill O'Reilly, Cuomo? You can fuck up at a job no matter what your race is. And I think that people can't separate that. Yes, we are in a very racist country and society. Absolutely. That we are in a system of systematic oppression, that there is redlining, that if my name is Keisha and I put my application in for a job, Susan will probably get put on top of me. Okay. Yes, we live in that society. That's how America is. We still see the Trump motorcades with the Confederate flags. A lot of racist people in this bitch. Okay. A lot of racist people. But I don't think that people can separate that a black man can work at a fucking job for 17 years and be in all his glory and blackness and be gay. We're not talking about a regular black man. We're not talking about a masculine black man. We're not even talking about an agreeable black man like a Will Smith who's going to dance for them.
Right.
We talking about Miss Thing, Don Lemon. I said what I said.
What?
Okay? We talking about Don Lemon. So he works there 17 years, starts acting the fool. Tells the producers to shut up, live on air. You are live on air, sir. You tell the producers to shut up. You are rude with the guests, okay? Unnecessarily rude and dismissive. Then you get demoted. Should have got fired then. You harass the women, okay? You insult women, all right? Should have got fired then. But what did the white man do? He said, you know what? Not going to get rid of you. Let's take you down a notch. I think you need a panel. So I'm going to throw you on a show.
And they could have done that because he was black, so they wouldn't get no pushback. Let's just talk about that. But go on. That's called black privilege. That's called black privilege. But go on.
Okay.
Another topic.
Oh, Lily, black privilege. People, I should have put it on subscribers only tonight. But again, I have 2 Facebook pages, and on both Facebook pages, they were like, no, it's because he's black. That's how the white man do you. I said, he worked there for 17 years, sir. 17 years. By his own free will. Mm-hmm. Okay. Was the star of his own show. The star, okay, of his own show. All right. 17 years. So he finally.
Kind of like Ellen, right?
Kind of like Ellen.
Okay.
Yes.
Just checking.
Gets disrespect. I mean, tells the fucking producers that stop talking to me in my ear. I can't listen to you and talk to the guests at the same time.
You know, me and you both know the one thing you don't do is piss off producers. If you don't piss off nobody else, do not, because all of a sudden your light ain't gonna be bad. You're gonna have
Lily, I don't play with my lighting.
Exactly. They start messing up with your sound. And
listen, I'm real nice to the sound guy in case he hears me say some shit, because sometimes we're mic'd and forget.
Right.
That motherfucker. The sound people hear it all, and my light people, we have to treat them very, very nice. I need my light to be a certain way, okay? This is my good side, all right? Everybody knows this way. Okay? So I'm like, then fast forward, Lily, Jonathan Majors. Everyone is blaming the white woman, right? Everyone's blaming the white woman. We'll dissect. But now we cannot ignore that Jonathan Majors is being financially castrated. Financially castrated. And not Lorena Bobbitt, like I'm going to cut the dick in the middle. I'm talking about grab the dick, go to the base, and carve it off of his pelvis. They are financially castrating this man because he may or may not have had, a little tussle with his white woman. And I'm talking about financially. I mean, his management dropped. Movies coming up dropped. Army dropped. Agent dropped.
Oh,
I mean, they're treating.
They did.
Yes.
They finally.
Yes.
Okay. Because I was waiting for that, but I missed that. Okay.
Oh, they're gone. They're gone. Like they are treating this man. R. Kelly didn't get treated this bad, and R. Kelly was molesting and grooming 12-year-olds.
And we knew it, and we had proof,
and everybody knew. Okay, there was tangible evidence. Evidence. And again, I've seen pedophiles treated better. They are financially castrating this man, but who's doing it? White people, right? White people. So when we look at, and that's what made me want to talk about this tonight, that there's this weird love-hate relationship dynamic with white people that I never understood, right? There's this, there's this strange love-hate thing. Rock with me, everybody, right? When Eminem is held up in hip-hop like a fucking king, the white man, right? When I scroll Instagram, I see white women and little white girls in Africa, right? I'm sure everybody's seen these videos, and they're all dancing a jig, right? And the white girl or the white woman dancing a jig in Africa. Let me dance with these Africans. And the white girl or white woman is always in the middle. Always in the middle, being flanked by the Africans as if they're her frame. Here's this white girl. Oh shit, look at that white girl. She could dance and twerk, right? Celebrated.
White worship, yep.
Right?
White worship.
Lily, you sent me a video earlier. What is her name? Baby May from TikTok?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Maybay.
Okay. It's
Maybe.
Yeah, I can't keep up.
Okay. So when you look at Whoa Vicky, when you look at Maybay from TikTok, who has 1 million followers, when you look at Catch Me Outside, how about that? Okay. When you look at Honey Boo Boo, Dollar Make Me Wanna Holler, right? These white women who cosplay ghetto or black, insert whatever word you like, are upheld by black people. Right. Because white people think that they're white trash, right? Listen to what I said. White people think these caricatures of the hood and the ghetto are white trash. Yet in the black community, they're upheld. Catch Me Outside, how about that? Right? Upheld. Threw her in hip hop. Now she's a rapper, right? Turned OnlyFans millionaire. Whoa Vicky, right? Honey Boo Boo, Maybay. These people are upheld by black people, not by white people. Because white people are like, what the fuck is that? Right? So there's love-hate thing. I never quite understood.
And let's be clear. White people be like, what the fuck is that? Whether it's a white person or a black person doing it.
Yes.
Let's just be real clear about that.
No saying, where you at?
Yeah, we need you tonight. We need our colonizer tonight. This is where we about to get into some things.
Remember, sometimes we ask No Saint certain things, right? And he's like, I don't know about, he's so far removed. And the reason why I like No Saint up here is for evidence. So you can see how far removed white people are from a lot of the fuckery that goes on in our communities, right? Now, don't get it twisted. I did not say that we need his approval, nor any white person's approval, because you guys like to twist shit. I don't need a motherfucker walking the earth from the Caucasoid Mountains approval. Okay? I just want to show you your love-hate thing that you got going on in 3D right here, or in 2D, right? So there's this love-hate thing. So are black men at the mercy of the white man? Is there white worship? Is this your enemy? Is this not your enemy? Is it your friend? Someone just said Eminem is in the top 10. Great, right? Great for you. I wouldn't say so, but you can say what you want. I think we've had a plethora of Black and Latin rappers that are way ahead of Eminem, my opinion. I would not put him in the top 10. I just want it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But that's okay. Yeah, you guys can do what you want. Free will, right? So Jonathan Majors, Don Lemon, are black men still at the mercy of white men? Now, fast forward, Don Lemon is suing for $25 million. He's suing CNN. Cuomo is also suing, and Tucker Carlson is also suing.
Yeah, everybody's suing.
Everybody's suing, so they want their money.
Mm-hmm.
So the question, Lily, are black men at the mercy of white men?
Do they put
country?
Do they put themselves at the mercy, or are they at the mercy? Which one? I didn't get the question. Did they put themselves at the mercy, or are they at the mercy? Which one is it? Because this is the thing.
Lily, are you hinting accountability? Are you hinting accountability?
I'm just being messy. But listen, the fact that the the response was overwhelming of how they responded is saying to me, if you feel like that, if that's how you really truly feel, then it will behoove you to not to say, to even think like that. It will behoove you to think like, it's best to have your own shit. It's best to have multiple streams of income so that you're not placing yourself in the mercy of them. Because if you're placing yourself into their establishment that they created, then yes, you are at the mercy of them. That's your boss. Okay. The same as if you create an establishment and now you start hiring people, black, white, or other, right? You can hire a donkey. If the donkey's not performing or is a liability to your bottom line, the donkey's got to go.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bob's got to go too, because he's not, whoever. It's about the bottom line for these people.
Correct.
Okay, they don't care about you or your family. Okay, that is not the job of a corporation. That's first. And then when we deal with that, and we're talking about with the Don Lemon situation. Now, when we're dealing with Jonathan Majors, it's very layered. It's very, very layered, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just indicative of the white worship. The white worship is so prevalent at this point. It's always been there, but I believe with social media and us having access to seeing how people think and how they roll and how they operate and what they choose to put out in front of the world, it's very clear that it's the white worship. So this is how I'm looking at it. And it was somebody in the chat that was like, they was right on where I was going to go with this.
Let me check the chat.
It was Vegaverse. He said, no, it wasn't. It was Adam Hearn. He said, white people have different tribes. They have the WASP, the J word that'll get us canceled. Southerners, Midwesterners, LGBT, like they have it separated. But here in the black community, we want to just dump all black people in one bucket and be like, we're pro-black and we want to save everyone and we're all together and blah, blah, blah. White people ain't never done that. Because they knew that there's a sector of people who don't want to be saved. They knew, but us, we don't get it because we're so, and even I was guilty of this. I was baited into this all-encompassing black pride, black power for all type of situation. And it took me some hard lessons and realities to understand that that's just not reality. It's just not possible. And it's not just white people. That's just one example, but other cultures do it as well. They separate it like, oh, child, just because we share all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Just saying. So I feel like it's those things that are tripping us up. White worship, as well as all-encompassing black pride and black power and trying to save everyone and put everyone in the same bucket and think that we're all going to want the same things and go after the same things and fight for the same things. And it was something else I said from the beginning. I don't know, I don't remember, but y'all go back and rewind it. But that's it. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at with that. It's really, there's a lot with these topics.
I should have also thrown in Jamie Foxx, right? As you guys know, Jamie Foxx had a medical emergency. Some people saying it's a brain aneurysm. Some people saying a stroke. Je ne sais. Either way, they're using his stunt double to finish the film that he was working on, which he's an executive producer on. Jamie Foxx is an executive producer on the film where they used his stunt double to finish up the film. And again, when you scroll the comments, see them white people don't care about you. They just keep going on with the. And I was like, are we all adults here? Like, do you know that business always goes on?
We got whole dead people in movies and saying new lines that they ain't never said before. White people.
Right. But I don't understand the mentality, Lily, but it comes, I think, from not only a defeatist mentality, but again, the white worship where it's like only white people get to call shots. And if you grow up like that, you're raised like that, your parents talk to you like that about the white man or the man, then you start thinking it is embedded. It is in your DNA. It is in your cells. It is in your brain. It is in everything. What I say all the time, these are cameras. These are audios, right? You record everything and you have that in your cells that white people are the only ones that could call shots. So then you say stupid shit like, so, white people will replace you right quick. Then become irreplaceable, become a fucking entrepreneur and start your own shit and work with like minds. But with Jamie Foxx, see that's wrong. See how they don't care about nobody. They'll move right on. They're supposed to fucking move right on, just like any one of us full of melanin and color and who we are. If we had a business, I am sorry, but if one of my employees died and I had a huge event set up for the next day, what the fuck I look like stopping this event because this employee died? Shit fucking happens. It does not fucking stop money. I've seen performers get on stage after one of their parents fucking died.
Well, Dave Thomas is dead, but you can go get a burger from Wendy's right now.
Right. Right. I'm like, I just don't, the mentality is fucking draining. What the fuck did you want them to do? Like wait 6 to 10 months till Jamie Foxx gets out the hospital? And what if he's not? What if he doesn't have his faculties altogether? Do you think they should lose millions of dollars? Like, Hollywood is not a business of feelings and emotions. It is this.
It's a business. It's a business.
It's a business. Yeah. Do you think your pastor is going to shut down the church if you have a heart attack tomorrow, ma'am, sir, ma'am, sir? You think if you had a heart attack tomorrow morning, your pastor is going to shut down the church?
It's not happening.
We're not going to shut down the church because such and such had a heart attack. It's business. Hollywood is a money-making business. It is not in the business of bringing you solace and consoling you. It is a fucking business. Who's going to put asses in seats? Purred.
But I love how we discussed this topic that once got you in trouble. Because I, as a Black person,
trouble,
like this. Right? But trouble along with new subscribers that love us dearly, right?
Very much.
Or hate us dearly enough to watch us every day, and we love them too. But the thing is, like, I love we discuss the fact that, or how stupid it is to wear Blackness or color as like you say, a scab, right? And I feel the same way about even with like people in the LGBT community, right? I feel the same exact way. For instance, like when, say, if one of my sisters don't get what she wants, and then all of a sudden she exposes the guy that she was sleeping with, I'm like, well, hold up now, you can't have it both ways, sis. You can't have it both ways, because what you're saying is that your sexuality is wrong, and now you want to use it as a weapon, but when you were getting your way, you wanted equality. So is it equal, or is it a weapon? Is it bad, or is it okay? Like,
that's too much for him, Lily. That's too much for him, Lily.
Can't have it both ways. So it's the same thing with the Blackness. It's like, I'm not wearing my Blackness as a burden because I just don't think about them as like you all do. I don't understand this. I've never understood the defeatist mentality. And yes, and we got to always reiterate this because people have selective hearing. We will never, and we are never negating the fact that racism does exist, and the redlining and the oppression. We get it, we get it, we get it. But there's nothing, because of racism being in the DNA of this country, it's not going to change, you all. It's just not, right? That's just like I was talking to somebody earlier, and they was talking about Chicago, and I was like, sweetie, gangsters are in the DNA of Chicago. Okay. That's not changing. Unless they just flatten it all out and start all over again. It's not changing. So it's the same thing with this country. It's in the DNA of this country. Unless they flatten it out and start all over again, it's not changing. So that leads me to wonder, well, what do I need to do so I can be okay and function within the cards I'm dealt with? That's it.
Thank you.
All dealt with a set of cards, whatever that may be. You know, you may feel like, oh, I'm short and that's why I can't get a girl, or I'm black and that's why they fired me, or I'm gay and that's why they rolled.
Oh, I'm nice. I'm nice. That's why the women don't want me, because I'm nice.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, like, y'all pick a struggle, but y'all picking every struggle at this damn time. Like, y'all want every struggle there is.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Lily, because that is how I meant the scab comment that went viral. Right? Everybody's, you saying blackness is a scab? And it's funny because every time someone asks me, "What? So you mean, like, what you mean? You said blackness was a scab?" I was like, yes, I did. Yes. And every time I would reiterate, I'm like, yes, I did. That is what I said. I said very clearly, do not. But I love that you brought up the LGBTQ community, because it's the same thing, right? It's self-victimization, right? And I say either you're about it or you're a victim. You can't be both. You can't double dutch in and out. Which are you? About it, fuck these white people? Or are you like, no, the white man, out to get it? Which one? Or someone may say, we can do both. No, but you can't though. You can't be defeatist and a warrior at the same time. You cannot do both of those things. You can't be defeatist and be a warrior. So my comment was very much to some, not all people who wore their blackness as a misery and a scab that they pull you into. Just like I was talking about yesterday, when they say that Latins are black too, or Domino, or Godfrey, his joke, me no black. All right, well, I want reparations, bitch. Now what?
You know, funny either, Godfrey, but we not harping on that.
Like, because Godfrey's saying Dominicans and Puerto Ricans are black. I want reparations then, bitch. And you will see, I guarantee his fucking tune would change. Paul Mooney.
That's so funny.
Puerto Ricans are just some niggas that could swim. Okay, I'm a nigga. I want my reparations. I guarantee I'd be Puerto Rican like that in a millisecond.
I never thought about
that. In a millisecond.
Jen, good point.
Because remember, I was born here. I'm in America, right? I was born here. So
and you are a descendant of slaves. Just saying.
Okay, wet my hair. We'll find out real quick.
So yeah. But what they also don't understand, Jen, is that only in America do people wear the color of their skin as a label, and the rest of the world is through nationality. So a lot of times that's where it gets tripped up as well. So they want to look at a person that looks like their auntie and say, no, you're black. And it's like, no, I'm from Norway. I don't. I'm just from Norway.
That's the biggest point ever. Welcome, Haran DeMarco. Thank you, Don Levon, for the super chat. Don Levon loves me.
We love Don Levon on this block.
We sure do. Haran DeMarco, honey, welcome. You jumped into the pit.
Oh no. You know I got some shit to say. I'm ready. No, y'all ready. Oh, y'all fucking ready.
Oh.
You should have brought me up for some shit like this.
Oh, okay. Well,
well, first of all, you know, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out because I didn't get the memo when we all agreed that Don Lemon was black again.
Oh, do tell.
Well, it came.
I didn't know he was black again since he was suffering.
You got to check the OJ group chat. You didn't look in that group chat today?
Oh yeah, because I remember for like a good over a decade, he was Uncle Tom. You know what I mean? He was he was an F boy. He was all this. He was all these things. He was a part of the agenda. All this. But now that he's the white man's whipping boy, he's a black man now.
Funny how that happens overnight, huh?
So that means that as long as you are, I guess, victimized by the white man and the power structure, you're a black man. That's the perception. Okay. You know what I mean? Another thing too, this Jonathan Major situation, it's really amazing because he went from being a part of the Illuminati to being a broken buck within, 24 hours. I don't know how that worked. Because y'all was talking about he was fruity with his lip pouting and he had
his lips pursed.
pink make on. He had a pink make on. He was a part of the Illuminati. Yada yada. The moment he got caught with that white woman, roughing up that white woman, and let's understand, to your point, Jenny, the reason why I said this before, the reason why R. Kelly wasn't taken to task because none of those victims were white. They were all black girls.
Absolutely.
And black women and black women are fair game when it comes to abuse, when it comes to rape, when it comes to any single thing. Black women are fair game. That's it. You know what I mean? The only woman that's protected in this world are white women. Period.
Especially in this country.
You know what I mean? Period. Now, even by black men. Anyway, so you know what I mean. Anyway. Oh no, I say it to you right now. I don't even care for Cynthia G. I wouldn't protect a white woman before I protect Cynthia G though.
Right.
And that's just me.
Damn right.
I can't stand 80 to 90% of her talking points, but that's still a black woman.
Right. I'll be protecting her while I'm talking shit.
But we saw what happened in the manosphere. Who got upheld?
Pearly.
And another thing too is like, look, listen.
That big bitch.
I'm not one of the concept of I'm at the mercy of any man. I'm not. I don't walk around with that attitude. I've never been taught to have that attitude. I don't give a fuck. A lot of people call me arrogant. A lot of people call me whatever, and so on and so forth. And I understand why, because in the black community, you're taught it's ingrained to you to have a low perception of yourself. That's why they constantly hammer people should practice humility. That's why the Bible always tells you to practice humility. If you look up the word humility, not your little spin that you and your boys put on it. Humility means a modest or low view of one's own importance. That's what humility means. So you walk around with a low view of your own importance in life, and people don't think you're that important.
Yeah.
So you walk around and you preach that you should have a low concept of yourself, a low perception of yourself. You shouldn't be that loud about your capabilities. You shouldn't fight for your own identity. You shouldn't be strong and have a straight back. But you wonder why people don't fucking respect you the moment that you walk into the door. It just sounds like you want to experience both sides of the fence. Another thing too, I get it. A black man such as myself makes a lot of people uncomfortable because I'm the wrong hue to have confidence. Okay. Black confidence is often seen as arrogance. White arrogance is often seen as confidence. Because there was an arrogant white man that played that card and it got him in the White House.
We got church going today.
While that other black man had to play both sides of the fucking fence in order to make people happy so he could be in the fucking White House.
So hold on, is that's also saying that Jen and I have the wrong hue to stand up for ourselves as well, to speak up for ourselves?
To agree, yes, you do.
Because we're angry. Yes, we say, hey, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Lily,
to a degree, yeah.
Lily, really quickly, let me interject. Lily, do you recall I said I was on a meeting, a panel, and the white woman on a panel, we weren't in person. And all I said to her was, hey, don't call me babe, call me Jen. That's all I said, right? I don't know you. You don't know me. Just call me Jen, right? She went to tell the fucking moderator that she thought that he said it was a safe space and she don't feel safe because I was on the panel, not in person, on the panel.
I mean, why did she not feel safe?
Because I told her, do not call me babe, call me Jen. We're in a meeting. It's unprofessional.
Did you have a weapon in view? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how this works. I'm like,
did you
no,
put
just
up a cue card with her address
I mean,
on
you got a target. You got a target in the back. Like,
Bitch, I know where you live.
You got a voodoo doll next to you that looks similar to her. I need more context. Like,
no, I was dressed in my little corporate attire, and I just said it's inappropriate. Just call me Jen, and I will call you such and such. And she looked at the moderator in the little box. We were on a panel. She was like, "You said this was going to be a safe space." I was like, "Bitch, what?"
Yeah, I got brought up for the same reason a long time ago, and that's when I realized I went to a white girl that I had a little discrepancy with at work, and anyone knows how I talk to people, so I don't even have to go into that. And so I was like, "Hey, girl, like before we set up, you mind if we talk real quick about what happened yesterday? Because my whole point was to smooth it over so we can start anew." Child, she as soon as the manager came in, she was in their office telling how she felt threatened. She didn't feel safe. I was shocked. I was just like, "What? Wow."
Let me tell you something. I love what Don Levon said. I love what Don Levon said. This I agree with. And this is how I think Eminem should be described. Eminem is in the top 10 white rappers. I fucking love that. I've never heard that before, but I fucking love it because
that doesn't say much.
I don't care.
But there's others. There's others.
I mean, there are others, but they're barely even.
They do that to us, so we
right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm just saying like the class of white rappers, that's the bar is not that high.
But it has nothing to do with us. But I think
right. So he could be number 1 on their 10.
Right.
He could be number 1 on their 10. But to put him in the
charts.
There you go. But to put him in the top 10, you know what I mean, with hip hop starting all the way in the fucking 70s up to now.
That's where she gets a little. Yeah, that's it where she gets a little like for me. Like I put Eminem in my like he's like in my top 20. But you know what I'm saying, he's in my top 20. I do acknowledge the fact that the guy is talented. However, I don't think he's that great of a songwriter. I think he could rap his ass off. I don't think he's that great of a songwriter. Like a lot of his shit really didn't age well. If you really kind of think about it, right?
A lot of stuff didn't really age. And listen to the first.
I don't hear nobody.
They don't play him.
Right? You notice they don't play Eminem
because that shit didn't really age well. Like, who's really going to sit around and hear a song about somebody's mom getting decapitated or somebody's wife getting like railroaded or some shit like that?
And I'm not listen.
You want to hear the you want to hear the mama and all that, but it is what it is.
I'm not saying that I don't like Eminem. I'm just using him as an example of how white people are upheld when they do.
Oh, absolutely.
Black shit, right?
Absolutely. He's like Elvis.
Right.
That motherfucker stole Chuck Berry's whole shit.
Yeah, I even like the singer JoJo. I like her, and they was coming for her recently. And I like her voice and all that stuff. But I'm like you, Jen. I feel like she doesn't need me to do anything for her. She's a white woman. She already
That's my point. That's my point.
So
That's my point.
I'm scrolling. I was like, oh, they coming for JoJo? Girl, you be all right. And I kept scrolling. Like
that's my point, that they don't need the defense. They don't need to be upheld. They will be okay. And that's what I don't get. But it's like what I said about what my dad said yesterday. If you get in the middle of if black people have chosen the white one and you get in the middle of that fucking fist flying, you're gonna get hit, because when they pick a white person to uphold, like we saw with that big burly bitch in the manosphere, you get in the way of that shit, it's gonna be hell to pay. Okay, it's gonna be hell to once they got that white person they're upholding, you better get back.
You're not talking about white Jesus. You're not talking, Jen. Stop.
I'm talking about white Jesus.
I knew that's what you were talking about, because I was like, hold on, this sounding like
yeah, barely big bag bitch. Like, I'd be embarrassed to defend that woman. I would be embarrassed as a black man to defend that woman.
I didn't say J-Lo. I don't know her. I said JoJo. I don't know. I don't
We
know
don't know.
her.
We don't know her.
I don't know her.
New Diamond, great point, says he never invested in 17 years. Black men don't plan ahead. I gotta say, 17 fucking years, you really felt like you made it. Like, yeah, I'm the CNN
Oh
darling.
yeah.
Hold on. Speaking
Oh.
of investments,
Hit that like for me.
I just thought about something. For all this upholding of the whiteness of and the greatness of Eminem, like how much has he invested into our community? Do we know if any? Okay,
Oh,
how Ron did you fall asleep? Did you, Jen?
oh,
No. Oh,
But you know what's the funny thing is? I'm gonna blow everyone's mind right now, and I really don't care if you think I'm lying. He's got writers.
I believe that.
Oh.
I believe
I'm sure Lily did hear about that.
Just a minute.
He's got writers.
You know the
I don't care if you think I'm lying. I don't care if you think I'm lying.
No, I mean, that's
I
believable.
was,
It's like
actually, I was actually on the phone with a couple of them. We were working out a track deal and so on and so forth. Yeah, he's got writers. It's no big deal.
yeah, every artist isn't gonna hit it out the park all the time. These motherfuckers have teams. They have teams.
Look, man, niggas wrote for Nas too. Stop it.
Hold on. Grand evening, Dawood. Dawood, I got your messages, but there was a lot going on, darling. So you just got to email me with a time and day. Okay? There's a lot going on in the emails. Like, shoot a text. Can we do? There's a lot going on, darling. And I want to be there for you, but there's a lot going on in the messages. Me and Lily and I, we will be there. Okay?
Hello, Miss Ruth. How you doing?
Hey, Miss Ruth.
We love Miss Ruth.
Oh, let me pin. Can I pin this to the top? Yeah, I need to pin that to the top. Yeah. I don't know. I lost my little ticker. I lost my ticker. I need my ticker. Trissa help me later. What's up, E Scrapple?
Yeah, Sarah. See, as we expand, I'm gonna make sure we're gonna keep y'all away from all the equipment. Don't touch nothing. Call us. Don't touch nothing. Don't touch a damn thing until I get there.
You gonna put the gloves on me like the babies?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, don't touch a goddamn thing until I'm down there.
My ex wouldn't let me touch nothing electronic. Like, this was dead serious. He was like, I would go reach for the remote control. He's like, what you want to watch? What you want to watch? I got you.
Don, you gonna cam up?
He said not tonight.
Oh, well.
He said he's going to do it, but not tonight. Now, somebody named Dennis Davis said he'll cam up.
You need the link, Dennis Davis?
Eminem is more black than a lot of people in this chat. Oh God.
Okay, so yes.
Oh,
the cookout. So we're back to the cookout again.
The
cookout concept.
You know what's really funny about the cookout? How many times they offer to bring your ass to the White House? No.
Listen.
How many times did they offer to bring you into the boardroom meeting?
And you know what's so crazy?
To the country club.
The thing is, Haran, and when they do, like, they've gotten so, because of what we've allowed, right? Because of what we've allowed, when this last presidential race that I didn't try to pay too much attention to, but you know, you can't escape it all the way, right? But it wasn't even, I don't even know if it was the last one. I'm definitely conflating, because you had the Hillary Clinton with the hot sauce. You had Biden saying you're not black if you're not Democrat. It was just like so blatant at this point. They was like, we ain't got to do shit but be white and show up.
Tristan said they called Jen all these names over that scab comment. However, when Just Lonely Things says slavery was not the motherfuckers turned into
save their woman cake.
I wasn't I wasn't the right complexion for the protection.
No, you were not, ma'am. No, you were not.
I was not the right complexion
for the
protection.
Adam Hearn, that's some funny shit. Heron and Pearly things would make good athletes, sir. I'd have to put my shoulder in it a little bit to take Pearly things down. So she's quite a woman. She's a lot of woman. I'd have to.
Jen, next time you make a statement like that, don't go tanning, stay out the sun, everything, and it may go over a little bit better.
Yes, it may go a little bit
Make it a
better.
little bit better.
I'll try not to tan. I'll give me some blue contacts and a blonde wig.
I was just
But
about to
they
say,
like, but they like their Latinas spicy and agreeable.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah, okay.
They
hate me. I'm like kryptonite to the manosphere because I'm like the preference, but I'm like anti their bullshit. So it's like they got this. They're like
conflicting.
right. They're like
conflict.
why is the preference acting like a black woman,
Right.
like a basic black woman? Stop it.
I told you what my bestie said the first time he saw you speak or whatever. He's like, "Oh, I know they can't take her ass." And for the same reason that you see, he was like, "Oh, I know they can't take her ass. I see why they can't take her."
At all. I mean, the reaction videos. I've got reaction video after reaction video after reaction video, and I know they were just conflicted. They was
That's
like,
all
"No,
it
you're the preference. I want to fuck her. I want to kill her. I want to kill her."
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
I cannot help you.
And I swear we laughed about that because I was like, "You were so that's it right there." That's exactly
But you know what? Props to Cynthia G. Props to Cynthia G. Okay, she had me on her show and she called all that out. She was like, she even called out her chat. Okay, she was like, she did. She even called out her chat. She was like, that motherfucker, Auntie Nasheed, was trying to pit me and vice versa against black women, right? But Cynthia G was like, but remember, she's his preference. Okay.
And that's why he's upset.
Right. She's his reference. So it's like, don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. He's fucking with your mind because he knows that black men have made black women feel inferior to Latinas and white women. Okay. So he's fucking with you. So shout out to Cynthia G for pointing that out so eloquently as she did. Even though her little co-hosts were kind of like hating. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say what I got to say.
Who cares?
Exactly. Thank you, Gajali from Belize. Nice. I want to go to Belize.
Adam Hearn got jokes. Oh my God, Adam Hearn got jokes.
George Cook says what?
She ain't my type, homie. Trust me, she ain't my type, homie.
To have a Kevin Samuels commemoration. It's the day Kevin Samuels died. I wonder if Jen is going to have Kevin Samuels died tonight?
You gotta be kidding me.
Did he? God damn. Did
How
he?
did we miss that?
How did we miss that? Did the golf father die tonight?
This is the anniversary. It's the anniversary.
Is it?
It's been a year already?
It has to be more than a year.
For real?
More than a year? Let's see. Kevin Samuels, American internet personality. That's how they describe him on Google.
May 5th is when he died. Next week. Next week.
American internet personality. Yeah, we could do a fuck. Hell yeah, we'll do a. How could we not?
Yeah, I think so.
Shit, I'm a ride that fucking wave.
Exactly. He's provided great content for us.
With my little graffiti surfboard. You damn right I'll be on that wave. Like, right. Damn right.
This dude, like, what has changed? A year later, Kevin Samuels, what has changed?
Oh, Lily.
It's going into the list.
New Diamond said, well, most of Cynthia G talking points are on point. Black women need boundaries, expectations, and standards. Haran, what did I tell you? This is what I said. I wish there were 50 Cynthia G's. That would calm the fucking manosphere all the way down.
Yeah.
If we have 50
now, to be clear, you know, I don't disagree with everything Cynthia G says. And I do understand the need for certain things. There's certain other things where it's just like, whoa, it's a little crazy.
Yeah.
But my whole point is this. I think that this is the problem that I have with the black manosphere.
Somebody said Eminem is a top 5. Sir.
Whatever, man.
As you were saying.
My only issue with the black manosphere is that there's just way too much emphasis on the female gaze. And this is where most of the problems lie. There needs to really be a lot more focus on us as men as
Mhm.
individuals on who we are, where we're trying to go. There's just
Mhm.
no direction. There's just pussy, 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 pussy. You know what I mean? And if you ain't getting no pussy, leave the country to go get some pussy, 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 pussy. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And you know, submissive, feminine, blah blah blah. Man, you niggas in college. Anybody, any like, what kind of jobs do you have? You know what I mean? There's just
Mhm.
nothing outside of that talking point.
I love
Mhm.
You
that.
know, and that's just my whole issue because look, man, I love women in the whole 9 yards. I don't wake up the first thing in the morning. I'm thinking about women. I'm thinking about my money. I'm thinking about the gym. I'm thinking about damn, I'm hungry. You know what I mean? Like then after all that is taken care of, hey man, she's got a nice rack. You know
Right.
what I mean? You,
I'm
you
with
know
you,
what
LaRon. Like, sex is the last, like, sex and relationships is the last thing on my mind. If my shit ain't together, I can't even think like that. Like, I
Nah,
can't,
nah,
like, especially this age.
nah.
I have no reproductive organs when my ass
Right.
is done.
At
Oh
this
shit!
age, I can't have broke sex. I just can't.
Crazy Legs in the motherfucker building, representing the Bronx, New York, and the Rock Steady crew. How are you, so Puerto Rican icon? Says heading to Vegas in June with Spick Osphere. Is that John Leguizamo's thing? You coming to Vegas?
Love
See,
it.
we're about to tear up the damn city.
I need to come out that weekend.
Yes, Lily. Listen, what's Spickosphere, Crazy Legs? Is that John Leguizamo thing? Yo, we about to tear Vegas up. You come out here in June, I'm gonna act a whole fool. We're gonna be streaming live.
Right.
We're
Let me
gonna be
close this
on
window. It's cold.
location. I'm so sorry. I didn't drop the. Oh, yeah, the DOC was a beast. Good friend. Good friend. The DOC is a good friend. I'm sorry. I didn't drop the link. Um, Crazy Legs speaking my language. He said, "Hey Jen, mother made them, mother had them, and mother fucked them. If they want to hate, they need to get their own weight up and find peace." Y ya, se acabó el jueguito. Y ya.
You know what? You know
Um,
what? Look, listen, man. I'm maybe it's my New York arrogance.
mm,
Um, when discussing, you know, what I mean, brown people, you
mhm,
know, I don't come from a space where it's a separate concept. You know what I mean? Due to the fact that, you know what I mean, number one, I have Spanish blood in me. And number two, you know what I mean, we was all fucked up. I came up in the 80s, you know what I mean, and the 90s, we was all fucked up. You know what I mean? There was no differentiation. And to sit there
yeah,
and behave and really tweak, not even tweak, just flat out
mhm,
lie. Like that's
mhm,
when, you know what I mean, that Spanish people had nothing to do with hip hop, had nothing
mhm.
to do with the creation of it, had nothing to do with the pushing forward of it. You know, and motherfuckers just let that shit happen, and you allow some motherfucker from North Carolina, yeah, I said it, to actually say some shit like that. It's some fucking
You.
disrespectful shit. Yeah, I'm gonna say it because it's my New York arrogance right now. You weren't there. You
And
weren't
and
there.
that's the
So you
thing.
not
And that's the
qualified.
thing.
You not
They're
qualified.
outsiders. They just don't get it. Lucinex says, so this is a Cynthia G fan channel. Cynthia G does great work, just like Kevin Samuels did great work. If you guys can sit and watch black men, okay, if you guys can sit and watch black men bash black women relentlessly, then yeah, we could say Cynthia G does good work because y'all are not concerned, okay, about anything when you're sitting for hours and hours watch black men bash black women. So yes, I ain't got no beef with Cynthia G. I wish there were 50 of her just to make the universe and the YouTube streets balanced. I wish
I
there
just
were
literally said,
50 of her.
I just literally said, there's a bunch of stuff that I agree with her, and there's a bunch of stuff I don't. Here's the problem that I have with people.
People selective
What,
hearing.
yeah, like you just have selective hearing. I did not say that I
You
was a
know
fan
another
of this one.
You know, another thing I've
Wait,
had too with people who've watched this show and they'll text me afterwards and like, yeah, I don't want to watch that show because such and such said one line. And I'm like, okay, so how do you feel about it? And they'll tell me like, well, 50 other people, like we've said that a million times on the show, but one line is what you heard out of the whole show. You disagree with one person's talking points and now you don't like the entire show. But there was people who
no,
shared
listen.
your talking points too.
Right.
It's like
I
it
saw.
hurts people's ears to hear anything other than what they want to hear. It's the
Yeah, and
weirdest
I don't,
shit.
and I give zero fucks
Oh,
about
you
it.
know, I
I
don't give
give
a fuck.
right. We're not here to. This is not a circle jerk. Some days you're gonna like us. Some days you're not gonna like us. Go somewhere where the people talk about the same shit, redundant, running on their hamster wheel. Every time we're bringing something new to y'all, different perspectives, and we don't always agree either. That's what adults do. That's how adults behave, right? Um, but what I was gonna say was Dennis Davis really got a hard on for this boxing match that happened, the Davis Garcia. I dropped the link. Come on up here. Let's
What happened? What's the problem?
let's see what he got to say. He's
Yeah, we
beating
want to
his
know
dick
what
to
he's got
this
to say.
fight. I mean, he's beating his dick to this fight. So fine,
Uh,
we'll let him talk. Let's see what he got to say. All right, Dennis, what say you? What's going on? What's bothering you about the boxing match? What happened? Hello?
He froze.
Oh,
I think he froze.
that fell flat. That was very lackluster.
Tristan said, I love the chaos on both sides. Haran for the win. Crazy Lex said, Haran for the win.
Hold on, I got you, baby girl. Here.
Oh,
Wait.
This is his issue here. Jen, please bring up this boxing fight that happened this past weekend when you had a bunch of your racist Latinos and all of their anti-black rhetoric.
Oh yeah, let's talk about it. That sounds.
Yeah, we
like
can talk about it. We can talk
Yeah.
about it.
Fuck.
there was. I didn't hear about it.
Hey, do y'all hear me?
We hear you fine. What say
And-
you?
Do
You
y'all
want to
hear
talk
me
about
at all?
We hear you
Man,
fine.
this shit don't fucking work, man.
We can hear you fine. We can hear you fine. We
Hey,
can
do
hear
y'all
you.
hear me at all?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay, maybe can you not see us or hear us? Okay. I guess it's that good
Lord.
California Wi-Fi.
Woo! Anyway,
He said, he said in the private chat, fuck it.
well, I guess it wasn't that important. Adam Hearn.
Since he's not here, let's address it on our own until he can come
Okay.
back. So let's dissect.
Okay.
Where's his comment, people? Where's the okay? So Dennis Davis says, Jen, please bring up this boxing fight that happened this past weekend when you had a bunch of your racist Latinos and all of their anti-black rhetoric. Okay. First things first, I don't think we covered the fight, right? We didn't cover Garcia Davis.
Maybe
didn't
there's no.
No.
There was
No,
an
we did
episode
not.
that we all missed. That someone
Okay, cool.
Maybe your channel
Okay.
was hijacked. You was hacked.
Perhaps. But I know I was in there watching the fight on my little bootleg link thanks to Haran. Haran did!
I told you to follow me. I told you to follow me, man.
Okay, that's what I was doing on fight night. But let's dissect this. When he says bunch of your racist Latinos, I am not the spokesperson for Latinos and I don't own any Latinos. So when someone says a bunch of your racist Latinos, I don't
I was going to ask him to name names because I want to know who these people are that he speaks of.
I don't.
Look, I will say this, in terms of the fight, my perception of the fight, and Jen and I, we went back and forth about this. The kid's young, he did the best he could. He got outclassed. He wasn't ready for the fight. You know what I mean? Maybe the fight was a year or two too earlier than it actually should have been for him. But the people wanted it. They threw it together. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And look, man, he got hit with a body shot. For anybody who's ever got hit with a body shot, that should have catch you every time, baby.
Wait, Haran, you think? Let me get rid of this guy since he has a problem with my content. You could go now. You don't got to wonder why I talk about certain things, Lucinic. You are free. I know it's hard to leave me Shit, I wouldn't leave me, okay?
Mhm.
But I know it's hard to leave me, and I know sometimes I have to pry them from the chat, right? I got it. So now you are blocked from the chat. You can't come back here. Now you just got to watch, and you don't have to wonder why my content is such. So Ron, let me interject real quick. You thought that they want to talk about boxing. Is that what you
Yeah,
thought?
that's
No,
what I was talking
No,
about.
because
That's what I was talking about.
I'm seeing a race war like break out in the chat with Mexicans and Puerto Ricans. So I'm like, obviously I missed something. I didn't know them.
Like I just like sidestep that. Like it's just for what? What are you talking about?
So
What?
here's the thing. Here's the thing. There are Black people who are always going to be prejudiced, biased, and racist against other people. There are Latin people that are always going to be biased, racist, and prejudiced against Black people. That is never going to change, especially what I call white Tinos. What's a white Tino? That is what I call them. I call white Tinos the Latins who are white adjacent, the ones that look white, the ones that are white. When you look
The
at a
ones in
Cameron
Miami.
Diaz, yeah, the ones in Miami. When you look at the Cubans in Miami, or the Puerto Ricans with blonde-handed blue eyes, I think Jennifer Lopez is a white woman. I've said that over and over again. She is a white woman, right? There are white Latins, there are Black Latins, there are native-looking Latins. That's why when you, in my family of Puerto Ricans, there are literally people that look Native American. My niece looks Native American, head to toe, hair, complexion, everything. My father's side, they look African. Okay, everybody's dark with the afros. My mother's side, they look fucking Irish. They look Irish over there. They're redheads. My sister, my brother, they got freckles and red fucking hair. All right. That's really the Puerto Rican community. So on both sides, there's always going to be racism and prejudice or whatever you want to call it, bias or whatever, right? But here's what's funny about when Black people come and they ask, like, well, what about them racist Latinos? Well, you have colorism in your own community.
Mm-hmm.
So deal with the shit in your own backyard first,
Right.
because we're dealing with shit in our backyard. There's colorism in the Latin community. I've dealt with it. I've heard of it. It's been in my own family. I mean, my immediate family, we've dealt with it. We fought each other over it. And I'm talking about fought each other over it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just prevalent in the diaspora, period. So it's funny to me when people say, why don't you talk about that? Y'all got enough going on in your community. Same as we got going on. Like, I still to this day can't scroll Facebook and not see a light skin, dark skin war, whether it's between women or between men, and in the Black community. Leave
Right.
white people and Latins out of it. So we, unfortunately, a lot of us are still fucked up because of slavery, because of oppression, because of coveting what we're talking about tonight. The white man, worship of the white man. Everybody wants to be closer to the white man, right? While hating him at the same time. Cam up, Lucinic.
Because they will straight
Because
up.
I just blocked him, so he came back up. He got something to say. Cam up. Like, you got to say it with your face. Y'all got to stop being punctified the way you are. Like, I don't care about y'all coming up here and showing your asses, but say it with your face. Like, have some balls about you.
You know, it's real funny you should say that, because there's a particular person.
Okay, let's let this man come up here and bark. Go ahead. I'll give you 2
Oh,
seconds.
go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll give you a few minutes. Go ahead.
Listen, first of all,
Jennifer, go ahead.
I was very, very respectful to you.
Okay, get to the point.
Hold on.
Get to the point.
Triggered you. Something triggered you.
You don't
about
trigger me. Y'all are annoying. Y'all don't know because it's not because my channel is not your business.
In Mexico.
Because my channel is not your business. And my answer to you is I'll mute you, bitch. I give 0 fucks. This is the Black. Okay? My answer to you is, this is my channel. You're yelling at nobody. You're a mute. Okay? You should be washing your ass by now. But since you want to spend time with me, let's talk about it. Okay? Let's talk about it.
Get him off.
We don't need to see your gut.
Yeah.
We don't need to see your gut. Okay, sir? So my answer to you is, you got a gut. Okay? My 6-pack is better than yours. Okay? Here we go. Okay, so my answer to you is this. This is my channel, sir. And if you don't like the content, get the fuck on. That's what adults do. Like, there's a lot of channels on YouTube that I don't like. I don't hang out in their chat like a weirdo. You being weird. Okay? You're not going to dictate my topics. You're not going to question why I'm talking about what I'm talking about. You're not going to question who my community and family is. It's not going to happen. And that's why I blocked you. Not because you trigger me, but because y'all are annoying. Y'all are annoying. And I don't know who tolerates you. I don't know if your baby mama tolerates you. I don't know if your mama tolerates you. It's not my business. I don't like blocking people. I don't like blocking people. Y'all are good for the chat. I don't like blocking people. But if you become a nuisance, I got to block you. You want to talk again, sir? I'll unmute you. Okay, let's see what you got to say. These motherfuckers got time, boy.
Yeah, I definitely have time, Jennifer, because I just got off work and I'm chilling.
My name is not Jennifer. My name is not Jennifer.
Okay, Jen.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Jen. Now,
Thank
I
you.
said, if y'all have so much problems and animosity for the Black community, why do you guys hover in our spaces the way y'all do just to be anti-Black? I don't understand that. Someone else asked you in the comments. Now, I love you. You're a beautiful woman. You're obviously intelligent, but this anti-Black sentiment that keeps festering, that really disturbs me, Jen. And that's just my opinion. Now, if you got disturbed by that,
what specifically?
Yeah, let's break it down.
Well, someone in the chat said, what was up with all the Hispanics and Latinos with so much anti-Black energy? And then I asked you, why don't you ever talk about the issues in Latin America and Mexico? And you got triggered and you blocked me.
No, that's not why. Why I blocked you.
Like you guys could mock our culture.
Let's take it one step at a time. Okay, I muted you because I want to take it one step at a time. Okay, let's breathe. Woosah. Because remember, you said I'm the one triggered, but you have bring it down and we can dissect. We discuss it. This is good. This is good YouTube, baby. Okay, but let's listen to each other. You said all this anti-Black energy. If you can. For me, explain to me what's anti-Black about my energy or our energy. What's anti-Black? Now, go ahead, you speak.
Okay, now, just the way that you guys demonize Black men, as you might notice, I'm a Black man. I'm a Black man.
I couldn't tell.
Okay, well, let me help you out with that since you can't tell, mommy. And again, just like I said, this isn't personal. This is just because I live in Philadelphia, and I see this a lot with y'all. And I love Hispanic people.
Who's y'all?
I love Latino people. But just like you said, you was referencing the Hispanics and the Latinos that identify as white. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with people identifying with whoever they have a problem with. Now, when you start demonizing my image, mama,
you didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question.
I did.
No, you didn't, sir. I said what?
Women and John Majors is at the mercy of white men.
I didn't.
John Majors and Don
What's
Women
anti-Black?
is at the mercy
What
of
is
white
anti-Black?
men.
First of all, tell me what anti-Black is, because you guys use this word a lot. It's like narrative and feminine and masculine. It's a fun word online. What's anti-Black to you?
Trying to gaslight me.
What is anti-Black? What is anti-Black? Okay, I got to mute you again because if we talk over each other.
Listen. I need to say something.
Wait, Aran, let me just finish. If we talk over each other, it's not good for the panel or the chat. Nobody could hear each other. I like breaking down what the words that people keep using. You're anti-Black. Explain to me what anti-Black is, first and foremost, and then explain to me what I said that was anti-Black. Those are two simple questions. If I'm accusing you, right? Let's say I say, you're an asshole, right? Why am I an asshole? Well, this is why you're an asshole, because you did X, Y, and Z. So you came up here beating your chest. You anti-Black. You anti-Black. So explain to me what you deem anti-Black, and then tell me what I said or did that was anti-Black. Those are simple questions.
Questions?
You're unmuted. What's anti-Black?
First of all, I never called you anti-Black. I never said you were anti-Black. I said the anti-Black energy. Do you know what energy is?
What's anti-Black energy?
Energy is the mood, the atmosphere.
Okay, what? What's
And so
anti-black energy?
Listen, Jennifer, I don't know why you got
My
so
name is
triggered
not
from my
Jennifer.
question.
My name is not Jennifer.
Jen, I apologize, ma'am.
Okay,
But I just
you.
don't understand why you got so triggered from my question. Like you guys, like you sit here and you talk about
Am I the
black
triggered
people
one?
in our culture
I'm
24/7. Y'all make money off it, but you can't answer a simple question on why you never.
You don't even know why you're mad, sir.
No.
First of all, I'm not mad, sweetie. You think I'm mad, and women like you think we're mad when men like myself put your feet to the fire. It's called being accountable. I'm not mad. Just like I said, I love all people. I know that Hispanics come from my blood. I know that white people come from my blood. So what do I have to be mad about? What? I'm proud of my babies. I'm proud of our children. Proud of y'all. I'm proud of human beings in general. What I can't stand for is colorism, racism, and bigotry. I despise that. I don't like bullies. I'm not calling you a bully. I just asked you a question, and now you're trying to say I'm mad because I'm passionate. You get an articulate black man with energy like myself. I remember when I came up on your show before, and we had a great time. But everything ain't games. You know, we are in a very climate, just like people in your chat. Mexicans are different from Puerto Ricans. How? Explain that to me.
You like
Educate us. Educate us on the complexities of Hispanic and Latin American culture, which I love and I admire. I admire you guys' family, like your family unit. I admire your work ethics. My neighbors are Mexican, you know, and so I have nothing against Latino people or Hispanic people. I love them. They are our. I consider us all family as a part of the human. But,
can you let Haran speak for a minute really quickly? Also, hit that like and subscribe. This is the Black Bitch. Haran, you were saying.
Okay, previously in the previous minutes, maybe about an hour ago, I recall Janicia said, "What are you doing, bro?" Anyway, I recall, I recall Jen. She presented the case. She was asking a question: is Don Lemon and Jonathan Majors at the mercy of white America or the white man or whatever? Now, she was saying this because she presented this question on Facebook. Now, she said herself, she thought that everyone was going to respond in the case of he should have got his own shit, blah, 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 so on and so forth. He shouldn't stay there for 17 years, yada, yada. But the response from Black people, from Black men, was that he was victimized. And he was railroaded. Black men said this. She gave Black people the opportunity to look at this from a particular lens, and she was basically asking, is this a case of them being railroaded, or could they taken their power and moved someplace else with it? And a bunch of Black people basically said, in not so many words, they were powerless. Now you need to ask those Black people, why did they have such an anti-Black perception of themselves?
Boom, there it is. So, just like I said,
don't bring that energy to her.
Anti-Black sentiment. I didn't know it was coming from other.
But it was not. It's not coming from her. That's the point. That's the point that I'm making.
Look, God gave me the spirit of discernment. God has me here for a reason. Blessed and praise the light, the Mother, the Father, and the Son. And you, all of y'all are basically admitting that there's a anti-Black. Whatever, I don't want to use the word energy because that might trigger someone. But listen, I'm a Black man, and I have to be responsible for my community. As much as we get shitted on, and all the stuff that we do for America in this planet, and just because some network executives from a corporation tells people that, hey, these men aren't of any kind of value, people run with it. Listen, let me let y'all know something. The transatlantic slave trade how much money do you guys think was made off the transatlantic slave trade?
Definitely about another cat.
Let me ask you a question, Lucinic, right?
Yeah, Lucinic, praise the light.
Okay, praise the light. Do you watch a lot of YouTube channels?
I gotta be mindful because a lot of the content creators are toxic, and I don't need all that toxic energy in me. That's why I thought you were like, and I still think you're safe, but you just blocked me for having an opinion, which I find very hypocritical because you do content about having an opinion.
Yeah,
And
no,
so-
but my number, if you watch this show, then you're familiar with, I don't care about people going off in the chat. Don't make yourself a nuisance. And you made yourself a nuisance, sir. But I
Can you
like
explain
people.
how, ma'am?
Yeah,
Can you explain how?
you were accusatory and you were
To
saying
who?
things that to me.
Okay, for one, let's clear that up.
Let me get back. Wait, let me get back. Wait, because you're asking me, you're answering a question with a question. So you said that you don't watch a lot of content creators. Now, a lot of black men, since your issue is black men, right? You got to protect black men because black men made all the people on the planet.
It's our
right?
image, baby.
Okay,
Yes,
right.
praise the
It's your
light.
image. So I want to know, do you jump up on the channels of black men that are bashing black women relentlessly? Do
I
you
don't
jump
watch
up there
those
to
channels, ma'am.
But what? But you should. You're out here to protect black people.
Self-hater is just as bad as a black woman self-hater. It's
no,
a mirror.
But you're protecting.
So then,
okay. So then, why? All right. But here's the thing.
Okay, that's the answer to my question.
Okay, no, but why are you jumping on my channel when you have so much toxicity in the black community that you should be addressing? No, listen. There's so much toxicity, according to you, going on in the black, community on YouTube. Why aren't you over there beating your chest with your shirt off? Why are you here? Why are you here? When you have mountain loads of black men on YouTube, bashing black women relentlessly, I would think that would be your priority. Is it that I'm cute? Am I cuter than the black men that are bashing black women every day? Is that got to be what it is, right? All right, so then let's call a spade a spade.
That's fair.
Let's call a spade a spade. You here because you like looking at me, but let's not pretend that you're waving a black flag in the name of the black community. You just here because you're a heterosexual male and you like how I look.
That's debatable.
Nothing wrong about that.
But I mean, that's what it is. But don't come up here beating your chest because you're conflicted with looking at me, because it's funny. Remember I said every time we talk about something, Exhibit A shows up?
Yeah.
It's incredible how every time something goes down on the blog to this level, Exhibit A shows up. I spoke about earlier how these men they're conflicted with me. Because they think I'm attractive, but I'm not supposed to be saying the things that I'm saying.
That's because you double talk, sweetie.
I'm supposed to be the preference. I'm supposed to be worshiping black men because I'm the Latina that's gonna love you better than the black women. So when I don't act like a good little Latina and love the black men better than the black women do, they get conflicted, and I get this. I just said earlier, these men come here, they don't like my content, but they can't pry themselves away from it, right? But you're a hypocrite, sir. And the reason why I say you're a hypocrite is because there are thousands of YouTube channels where the friction and the toxicity and black women getting bashed day in and day out are popping, probably right now as we have this conversation. Yet you're not over there with your cape. Go save your community, sir. Go save your community, sir. Why are you here bothering the Latina who's anti-black? Why are you here? Like, why are you here? Like, I'm not understanding. Why are you here? Like, I can name 10 YouTubers, that are fighting each other right now. Them motherfuckers are like cats and dogs in the spaces that you're so protective of. I'm at the spaces. Why are you in these spaces? First of all, sir, I'm on YouTube. Y'all don't own a motherfucking thing on YouTube. Not a space, not a corner. But I'm not telling people not to be in Latino spaces. Okay? I'm not telling people don't come on my channel. Don't come in my Latina space. Don't come in my Latina space.
Because
you don't own
The way Cynthia G
triggered
goes
you, baby
in.
girl?
You don't own a fucking space. I'm gonna tell you and anybody else who's watching, who's black, white, yellow, Latin, or purple. Okay.
Just the disrespect that you're giving me.
None of us, black, white, Latin, yellow, blue, purple, green, none of us have a space on YouTube. And you sound fucking stupid saying it, but you know why you say
big
it?
Mad, y'all.
You know why you say it? You know why you say stupid shit like, stay out of our spaces? It's because you really don't own shit.
I never said that, Jen.
Because you don't own shit. No, you did say it.
I never said that, yo.
No, you did. No, you did say it. Everybody heard you say it.
You're lying.
No, everybody heard you say it. Everybody heard you say it. Everybody heard you say it.
So what?
Okay, so I'm gonna remove him. I'll keep him backstage because he's not gonna let me finish. And I think that this message is important for all of us collectively. Okay, I've heard that a lot. You in our spaces? Why she in our spaces? You don't own a motherfucking corner, space, square on YouTube. Not a one. All you are lurking right now, coming in for the beef. I don't care what race or ethnicity you are or what gender. None of you, look in my face, none of you own a space on YouTube. None of you. You have no spaces here. You have places where you hang out. You have places that maybe the majority of your panel and chat is black, or maybe the majority of your chat and panel is white, or maybe the majority of your chat and panel is Dominican, so on and so forth. But none of you own a motherfucking space on this bitch. I'm on the YouTube space.
Not even no shares of stock.
Not even a fucking penny of stock. So I'm not in your space. You're in mine. This is On the Block with Jen. So if you're over here in my chat, you're in my space. I'm not in your space. You're in my space. You see, it says here, it doesn't say On the Block with Lucinic. It says On the Block with Jen. So if you're over here, you're in my space, but nobody owns space. And I hear that a lot. Get off my block. Get off my corner. You don't own a motherfucking thing. But the reason why people are so territorial with shit that don't belong to them is because they don't own a motherfucking thing. They own nothing. They don't even own the fucking apartment they live in. No. So they come on YouTube and throw up a YouTube channel and it becomes their space, their imaginary space. It's non-existent. You own nothing here. Nothing. None of us.
Pearly Things is in your spaces, though. So is Angie Tate. So is Angie Tate. So is DJ Flag. So let's just call it what it is. It's not that she's in your space. It's that she's in your space and she's not sucking your dick. Yeah, that's all it is. That's all it is. She's not coddling you. She's not telling you what you want to hear. She's not making you feel, you know what I mean, a degree of safety for your failures. Now, I would love if he would come back. I would have a question for him. If he's backstage, I would love to know.
Hold on, I just dropped the link because some people wanted to come up. I think Crazy Legs wanted to come up. Some people wanted to come up. I just dropped the link. He can come back, but we have to be able to have a conversation. Now, this is no tea, no shade. I don't think he's well.
No.
Mentally.
No.
So it's going to be kind of hard to have a conversation with him, but I would love to have the conversation with him if we can let each other speak. It's not about, you're triggered. It's not about being triggered. We're passionate about our shit. We can have this conversation. But I think he's off, so this is going to be in vain. It's going to be in vain. We can't have a race conversation.
Energy. What's the other guy?
Twan. Haran calls him Twan.
Miss Twan's energy. Miss Twan, right?
The other guy that came up and was like, "Women should be attacked more." Like some these guys are not well. And let me just say something: YouTube exasperates what's wrong with them mentally. So I'm glad at least he had the wherewithal to say, I don't view a lot of channels because they're toxic, because this is what happens. It gets worse and worse and worse. But I call hypocrisy because here he is waving the African, anti-energy. Well, there's a lot of anti-Black women channels. Are you over there, sir? That was my question.
Or we got Cynthia G, who says way worse things than us. Is he over there? She goes live pretty often.
He wants to be here.
Okay.
He wants to be here, and I
You know what's real
understand.
funny? You know what's real funny? Like Jen sits there and still. What's going on, man?
I'm
What's
good,
going
man.
on, man?
I got a black man right on my chest. Yeah. And I paid for it. It wasn't free.
Salute to Crazy Legs, okay? Hip hop icon, pioneer, contributor, inventor. He hates when I talk like this, for the record. He hates when I talk like this, but I must.
It sounds better coming from someone else that's bigging you up and all that stuff. So you gotta accept it, Crazy Legs. Did she lie on you? Did she lie?
Huh? No, I that's for the world to decide.
Case closed.
Hey, you know, I'm just bugging, man, because I don't know who's making up all these divisions, man. Like everyone's got their own tribe, and and like there was this one person who told me, and I think this should be applied to all people of color.
Okay.
They said one time on a panel, like when it came to Puerto Ricans, because there's a division there as well. They said Puerto Ricans need to decide whether they want to be 5 million on the island. I mean, 3 million on the island, and then 5 million everywhere else, or be 8 million together. Like, what are we doing? Why are we so splintered? And dude, like, number one, the shirt thing. Come on, man. The lack of shirt.
Like not having a shirt on. The disrespect.
I know that's good for your chat and all that stuff, but I was just I was waiting for him to point out, like, you know, number one, he called you racist. He could disguise it with whatever he wants to say about, like, I said racist energy. Come on, man. It's either it is or it isn't, you know? Mm-hmm. So for him to come on there and bang his chest like that and not give one example of anything that he was saying, and he had so many different directions he was going and trying to answer any question. I'm trying to like find the coherency in it. I'm like, yo, this is all over the place. He can't express exactly what he's saying, because when he's challenged with it, he's perplexed. Mm-hmm. And he just jumps from topic.
And and that's the thing, Legs, that I want to have the conversation, because we have really tough conversations here about race all the time. We even make fun of it with the race belt. We have a lot of conversations that a lot of other panels are not having because they are echo chambers. If they're not gender war, if it's not a gender war, you know, they don't.
That's what he has.
God complex. It's like matter of fact, George Cook, welcome to On the Block with Jen. How are you, Georgia Porch?
Hey, I'm fine. Hey, Crazy Legs. I remember, I didn't really put two and two together when she was talking about you, but I remember you from way back in the early 80s when breakdancing was making it, at least to white people, right? You know? And so
white people started it.
And I saw on TV, man, you had some great moves, man. I don't know if that beat you up on your shoulders and stuff, but you know.
I have great permanent injuries now.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously, I appreciate it. Jen, I'll just make a few points real quick and then I'll be gone.
Go ahead. Let me see if I could
yeah, all right.
Okay.
Oh, you got a shirt.
Yes. We like shirts on the block. I got to do a rule. No shirts, no shoes.
I never called Jen a racist, sir. That's a bad
anti-black is the same thing. Anti-black is the same shit. Ma'am. Yes, it is.
Listen,
anti-black is the same shit.
If black people have anti-black sentiment,
and let me be clear. Let me be clear, because I think.
How can black? Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold on, because I want to have this conversation with you, Lucinda. I'm gonna try, but I'm not gonna try a lot. People know that about me. I'm gonna try, but I'm not gonna try a lot. And here's the thing. I think this may sound strange, or some people may take it wrong. I don't give a fuck if you do. You guys know I double down. I don't apologize. But here's the thing. I think with the pseudo power of social media and cancel culture, Black people think that I am afraid to say what's on my mind. Oh, she better not say. I haven't backpedaled about anything I said. Okay. I doubled down about everything I said. If it offends you, okay, you don't have to watch me. You could turn the channel. But I think people think there's like this fear. If I was If on the block, if I was anti-black, I would say it and nobody's going to do a fuck about it. Nobody. So can we clear that up? Can we clear that up? Can we clear that up really quickly? If I was anti-black, I would say it. 41 people watching, everybody in the chat, nobody on the panel, not my mother, not my father is going to spank me. Nobody would do a fuck about it. Nobody. It wouldn't fuck up my brand because guess what? People that are anti-black make money. So I don't even have to be afraid of being anti-black and being canceled because I can go all the way fucking hang out with Trump's boys and be anti-black and be the next Candace Owens. I'm never at a risk. I have to drop you down because you keep interrupting. I'm never at a risk. I am never, with my looks, I am never at a risk, okay, of not having a following. Never. No matter who gets pissed off. People hate Candace Owens. Her following is through the roof. People hate Trump. Her following is through the roof. And you would call them anti-black. So you have to understand that this fear that you think y'all run around with, it doesn't register with me. If I was anti-black, I'd say it and none of you are going to do a fuck about it. The only thing you're going to do is make reaction videos and make me more popular on YouTube like you did before.
And you walk around strapped.
Right. Like literally, that is the only power you have. Reaction videos and making me more popular. If I was anti-black, I would say it and y'all not going to do a fuck about it. So what is this thing that you keep like trying to throw at people? Like, yeah, I'm going to prove you anti. And then what? And then I'm the next Candace Owens. And then I got a spot on Fox News. Like, it's ass back. Like the thinking is ass backwards, but social media and YouTube specifically gave people pseudo power and they think this shit is real power. I will always have a following. If I wake up tomorrow and grift, let's say I grift tomorrow. Okay, let's say I grift tomorrow and I start worshiping black men, then I'll have a following for that. Let's say I grift tomorrow and start a cooking channel. Then I'm gonna have a bunch of bitches who want to see a pretty bitch cook. Let's say I grift tomorrow and I come out as gay, Lily. Then I'm gonna have a bunch of studs in my chat. Like motherfuckers don't know how this shit works. They don't know how this shit works. So this thing, they're used to like, yeah, I'm gonna cancel her. I'm gonna cancel. I'm gonna prove. And then what? You're not gonna do shit about it, but do a reaction video. And the motherfuckers that do reaction videos would all hit. Will all smash. All of them. I mean, all of them. The ones that are married, the ones that got girlfriends, all of them. All they did was make me more popular. So it's weird. Like, it's weird. But with that said, I'm so fucking proud of this panel. Mm-hmm. Puerto Rican, white, Jamaican, black, Puerto Rican. On my panel, talking about race, relationships, politics, gender wars, celebrities, on the block with Jen. Where the fuck else you see that? We let the crazy people talk.
All of that.
Hey, Jen, let me tell you, the thing about you and me is that we recognize the blackness that's in us. My great-grandmother's Moorish. My great-grandmother from Puerto Rico, black as fuck. One of the last Tainas that lived from the original tribes. They were both black. I recognize that. I honor it. I celebrate it. I never stray from it. The funny shit is that I really don't celebrate my Spanish side because in all reality, when it comes to the Spaniards, they're like, and I don't give a fuck who gets offended, but it's like German people, but they speak Spanish. I've been to many countries and I've been to Spain. Spain is nothing like Puerto Ricans. So people need to stop calling, number one, when they call us Spanish, why Spanish people racist? Yo, don't call me Spanish because Spaniards do not accept me as them anyway.
Correct.
So they don't even know how we're all fucked up in the game because how we're treated. And to me, I have more in common with a black person than a Spaniard, way more. I will jump in front of a bullet for a black person, easy, because that's what I grew up with, and they don't. And I think whoever causing this divide doesn't understand that there are pockets in the United States where our hoods are stacked up projects with Black and Latinos who came over for this, you know, different reasons, but we're getting arrested together. We going to jail together. You know, we on welfare lines together.
We're making babies.
All of it. A bunch of babies.
Together, yeah. So people in other places of the country,
they don't understand.
Generalize and say that, yeah, like, no, maybe you do know some racist Mexicans or people from Costa Rica or whatever, or Argentina. Yeah, but I know when I went to Africa, when I went to Uganda, I went to different places. Yo, the internal beef over there can't even fuck with our beef.
Yeah, don't tell them.
Wow.
Like, oh no, we can't fuck with their beef. I'm sorry, because it's serious over there. In Uganda alone, you got 52 different dialects that exist there. And here's the crazy shit. When I went there, I met brothers who use hip hop as a way of bringing people together in the prison system and in the communities. These brothers, like all of the tribe leaders, could not come with any kind of solution that would bring people together. So what they did was they used hip hop as a common tool. With me? You can't hear me?
It's a noise. Can you hear it, Jen?
Somebody's noise. Who the fuck? That's probably A-Rod. He's outside. Yeah, I just muted him.
So the thing is, they use hip hop as the common denominator to get all these tribes to start accepting each other, which is amazing because no tribe has ever been able to do that in Africa in Uganda with any other kind of platform.
So Crazy Legs, are you saying that hip hop has both the power to bring people together share people and separate people?
So the thing is that we also have to remember that a lot of us who are Black and Latino, we have hip hop in common. And we have to remember, like, hey, you know, maybe we could break bread over something else and then get into the politics and understanding what is it like to be a Muslim or whatever. Just based off of like, hey, I love the way you kick that rhyme. And by the way, how is it being a Muslim? How is it being a Christian or whatever? It's brought a lot of people together. And I think right now, a lot of people are undoing the unity that hip hop has brought.
Yep.
I remember Crazy Legs. I remember in the 80s, and you were probably right in the middle of this, where they had breakdance competitions up in New York, and it was with rival gangs, and they said that was, yeah, you're going to probably correct me. It was on like national news, and I was kind of thinking about the same thing, but then maybe just by your expression, it's like, nah, I'm not quite.
Did you just say rival gangs?
Yeah. So here's some clarity. And I'll tell you where you got that from. There was an interview done on That's Incredible in the 80s. And this group called New York City Breakers were being managed by this dude named Michael Holman. And Michael Holman was kind of guiding them in terms of like how to deal with the press and what to say, what's favorable, what, you know, kind of like, you know, make it palatable for everyone that's watching. So they started talking about, oh yeah, you know, we would dance instead of fight. Which is ridiculous because if I got beef with you, I'm not going to say, well, let's dance.
Yeah, you got a point there, man. Yeah.
If I'm in a gang, put it this way, when crews would battle, and you know, and these crews were like some former gang members, some stick-up kids, but they happen to be talented at breaking. But if anyone got a little sideways, you're looking at a lot of danger right there. So if they would battle only when they didn't have beef. But if something got crazy, somebody would get stabbed real quick. So there was no real such thing as gangs battling to solve a beef. That's all some happy-go-lucky fallacy.
This morning I was listening to my playlist like I always do when I'm getting ready, and Self-Destruction came on. And it just made me miss that era where we had so much balance. And first of all, I'm listening to the lyrics and I'm like, oh my God, this is so like relevant right now. Yeah. And that was 30 something years ago when that song came out, right? But I'm listening to the lyrics and I'm like, wow, like we have zero balance anymore, because I liked it back then because you can listen to you can listen to somebody say, I'm gonna shoot you up, and then the next song is self-destruction. And then the next song is like, hey, let's party and dance. And then the next song, you know, and then
from Quest to Brand Nubian to PE to listening to Snoop or whoever. The late 80s, early 90s was pretty
Oh,
dope.
the golden age.
So I want to get back to since this thing is what's up, King Made Music. King Made Music is the gentleman whose intro music I played the intro music on the show for tonight. King Made Music, really good hip hop, man. King Made Music _ on Instagram. So I just wanted to briefly get back into this because I know we can't be here all night, but I want to specifically talk about the divide since I got crazy legs up here. And salute, man. I feel so much love right now that you came up. You don't understand, but anyway. Let me stop fangirling.
You fangirling, fam.
Okay, fangirling. All right, fam. Yeah. Thank you for the correction. I want to talk about the divide, and I love that a lot of us up here are from New York because I didn't know there was this huge divide till social media. And this is what I try to express to people, that there are a lot of charlatans who have huge followings on social media, and what they needed was content, and conflict builds content, builds followings, builds subscribers, which builds money, right? So the ones that are betraying you are those people. It is not us, because coming from New York, Black and Puerto Ricans was like this. We still are. We always will be. Our families are such. Puerto Ricans, all the ones I know, love their Afrocentricity, okay? My dad used to say he was the king of Africa in Puerto Rico. That is how I grew up. I don't understand this social media. Oh, hip hop, Puerto Ricans were in hip hop. This divide that's going on has nothing the fuck to do with us now. Is there colorism in our community? I said that earlier. Yes, there is, but there's colorism in the Black community as well. There's colorism in the Indian community as well. There's colorism in the Mexican community as well. Okay, if you're from the diaspora, if you're Latin, if you're not white, there is colorism in your community. In India, women are bleaching their skin. Okay, it is all over the world. People want to be white adjacent. But what happened with the explosion of social media and YouTube is that these charlatans, these grifters, and these con men knew that dividing Latinos and Black people specifically, but now they threw in Africans and Jamaicans, because now they're separating Africans and Jamaicans, okay, from hip hop and from everything. There's money in conflict. There's money in conflict. So when I get a clown come up here talking about, you anti-Black, I said, oh, he caught the virus. They stuck him. They stuck him with the right. They stuck him with the virus. Poor baby.
The exclusive. All right.
Absolutely.
There was an issue, and I'm just gonna say the name because I really don't give a fuck. You know.
No fucks given on the block.
New York energy.
Yeah. And one of the
bro, stand up.
We had what's his name? Lord Jamar.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lord Jamar was also doing that, and I grew up a Brand Nubians fan, you know, and so that I had a problem with that. But me, I'm the kind of person that's like, all right, motherfucker, I'm gonna see you in person. You want to talk shit about me behind my back on YouTube or whatever, but I'm gonna see you when I see you. I'm not gonna go at you sideways on a platform and all that stuff. And I'm only saying this now about what I'm gonna say about him is because I confronted him on his bullshit. So I went to the De La Soul joint in New York, and like my man was there, and he goes, yo, what's up? Yo, Lord Jamar's right over there. You want to run up on him? I'm like, let's run up on him. Let's go. So we go, and I'm like, yo, what's up, my man? Like, what's good? He goes, what do you mean? I'm like, we good? Are we good or what? And he's like, what you mean? I'm like, yo, bro, you be flying off the hip kind of wild, man. Like, you causing this division where there shouldn't be. And, you know, so he tries to avoid talking to me, and he talks to my dude instead. And I'm like, yo, it's like, yo, dude, I'm the one who approached you. Don't not talk to me when I'm trying to have this dialogue. Like, put your shit on the table and let's handle this and figure out a solution and show some unity. That's what I'm about, you know. Or if you really feel a certain way about me, I'm nice with my hands. We can handle it. It's good. It shouldn't be that. I don't want that because that would be a fucked up example, but I'm ready for it. So anyway, you know, we get into this debate. My man starts arguing with him back and forth. A whole bunch of people are looking because they know what's going on.
So you know, once the what's good starts, we good. We good.
Anything can happen after that.
Yeah. So the thing is that, you know, it was going on, and then he's like, yo, man, come on my show. I'm like, yo, first of all, you're too young to have this conversation with me. You weren't there. Number one, we have like when I was in the streets, he was still in grade school. So he's not my age. He's like 5 years younger than me. So when you figure if I started at 10 dancing, and I was a little hood rat, I was already in the streets because I lived in a wild neighborhood. So, we'd be like 10 years old looking like we're
Yes.
in our facial experience. So he got tight over that. I'm like, yo, dude, like, you're not my peer. I respect you. I'm a fan, all that stuff, but you cannot be part of this conversation because you do not know, you weren't there. And then, anyway, long story short, there was a brother standing next to me. Don't know who he was. I'm like, yo, my man, yo, Jamar, look, this is what it's all about. I just grabbed a random stranger, black dude. I'm like, yo, I'm hugging this dude. This is what it's about. This is how we are in New York. All right. And then he goes, yeah, man. And I'm still tight with him. And I didn't want to make a scene. So he's like, yo, can I get a hug too? I'm like, yeah. So I hugged him and I said, you see, I even let assholes hug me too.
I love it.
See, the thing about it.
And but he did this.
It's so silly, man. I'm honestly,
I'm not gonna front. I had some goons around. They were close by. They weren't part of what was happening, but they started congregating. And the funny thing is that it was Black and Latino people on my side.
Mm-hmm. Of course. I mean, that's how we grew up. I want to say something, and a lot of people are not gonna like what I'm about to say. So Lucinic finally got, and A-Rod, I'll let you speak. Sorry, you've been very patient. Thank you for waiting. So Lucinic, he was waiting a while backstage, and again, I wanted to bring him up so we could have this conversation. But again, I don't think he's in his right state of mind. I'm not calling the man crazy. I'm just saying I don't think he's in his right state of mind to have this deep a conversation. That's fine. But I want to quickly read off to you what he was saying in the private chat. You guys don't know there's a private chat for the people on the panel. So he said, Jen, I really triggered you, huh, mommy? Jen, why you hating on a brother, mommy? Bring me up, Jen. Stop being scary, mommy. So you're not bringing me back up? All right, mommy, keep doing you. Just show some grace to Black men. I would like Black men. Yeah, listening? I would like Black men to address Black women with this much care when they disagree with them.
Ooh. Oh,
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I would like Black men to address Black women when they disagree with them with this much care. He's calling me mommy. He's throwing hearts, happy faces, and he was disagreeing with me vehemently. Did you not hear the heat he had for me? Even deemed me anti-Black. So look at how he's talking to a woman who he deems anti-Black. Mommy, hearts, smiley faces, and he deemed me anti-Black. So all I'm asking is, have the same energy, all you Black men out there who are at war with Black women, okay? The Latina is telling you, have this much grace for Black women. Address Black women like this when you disagree with them. And I will pass the mic.
I just want to say one thing real quick. Look, back in the times of the 70s and 80s and the 90s, particularly in New York, here's the thing. A lot of you young people, because of the things that people such as my age and before that went through, you have the privilege of being divided amongst each other. You have the privilege to have this division amongst each other, this perception of that. Because back then, the age in which we came from, there was white people and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what it was. America was real fucking clear of what it was. It was white people, this is our shit, and here's yours, and you go fight for it. And you fight over it. We had hip hop and we created those things because one of the things that they did do is they put us in these impoverished areas to die.
Yep.
To die off. Just so happened we didn't. And we thrived. You know what I mean? Like, the same thing I told Jen, you know what I mean? It's like, even the things that I see the LGBTQ Q community go through, and just a lot of the caricatures and this dog and pony show with so much of this shit. I grew up where, gay people they just didn't want to die.
Right.
They didn't want to die. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just trying
whether it was right without dying or dying from AIDS within a week.
In the hood.
Like,
We in the hood stomping with our Timberlands. I'm alive, bitch. I'm alive.
So where I'm coming from New York, like, yeah, I get offended sometimes because I'm like, you're not qualified, homie. You're not old enough. You're not from there. You wasn't there. You wasn't outside, man. You have no clue.
Lord,
you don't know nothing about the Decepticons. You don't know nothing about the Decept. You don't know nothing about the Pac-Man crew. You don't know nothing about none of this shit.
Yo, when the Decepticons used to pull up to my junior high school, though, we were like,
you don't know nothing about this shit. But you grab one of these things, create these talking points, create all this wild energy. Like, come on, man. And all of this is just goofy shit.
It is. But you know what, though? I had this conversation. I was going to bring this topic to you all. We still can do it. But, back in the day, prior to social media, you would call someone two-faced, right? But I've noticed since the advent of social media, people have at least three faces, right? You have your face that you have your private, the real you, the external you that's when you walk out the door. But then there's a whole nother person, because the Lord Jamar story reminded me of that conversation I had earlier, right? There's that person, like, because half of the time when I look at some of these channels, I'm like, they don't even believe what they're saying.
Right.
I can tell they don't. They're just trying to monetize off of Black pain and suffering and trauma, but they don't even believe that, right? Yeah. So that's one face for that channel, because if they get another channel, they'll have a whole nother face, right? And so that's what has happened now, that it's like we used to deal with two-faced people. Now we're dealing with three-faced people at least, right?
I was going back to Crazy Legs and your work, Crazy Legs, with I know you're collaborating with John Leguizamo. I saw you on, what was that? The Daily Show? Was it the Daily Show?
We did the Daily Show together. The
Daily Show, right? I saw piggybacking off of what you said, Lily. There's a content creator. He has like I think 200K followers on different channels. Okay, very popular content creator in the Black space, right, as they call it. And he did a whole stream, and he used John Leguizamo talking about the voting power of the Latinos. If all Latinos get together, their political power, right? That was his talking point. This content creator took what John Leguizamo said and told his Black audience, the Latinos are coming for what we built. Okay, the Latino look
at that meeting. I don't even know what's going on.
Right, listen. They took and they took what John Leguizamo said and made a whole 18 minutes and convinced Black people, his following, that Latinos, because of what John Leguizamo said, are coming to take what they built, and the slaves built America, and if we can't let the Latinos come and take over. Meanwhile, John Leguizamo is just calling out to the Latinos, hey, idiots, we're stronger together. If we come together, he said nothing about any other race or ethnicity or nothing. He's just like, hey, idiots, if we come together, we'll be stronger together. But it shows that on YouTube and social media, they use the divide because the divide pays. And I'm going to say this, Black people, because their experience in this country is quite unique. And they've been the target, not the only ethnic group, but they've been the target by the media, by systemic oppression, by racism, right? They've been the target. Now, other Black people are catching wind and saying, well, fuck, I'm gonna make money off these idiots too. I'm gonna make money off this Black pain. I'm gonna make money off this Black trauma. All I gotta do is tell them that the Jamaicans, the Indians, the Africans, the Mexicans, and the Puerto Ricans want their spot. And these are Black people scheming on Black people like vultures, picking the meat off the bones, right? I watched them twist everything John Leguizamo said. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is your own people.
Yeah. Well,
these are your own people.
just like we sold each other into slavery. So, you know, we can't always blame slavery because there was an issue going on before then.
Oh yeah.
So there's some things in the DNA that needs to be addressed.
Yeah, Lily, you're right. Somebody like me just didn't wander off into the jungle of Africa and say,
Absolutely not. You'd have been dead the moment you hit the soil.
yeah, exactly.
It would have went down like that. Somebody would have to let you in. Somebody would have had to let you in.
They would have battled him.
Exactly.
Right. They went to battle again.
I mean, please. I mean, I've always told people that, like, don't think like, because, you know, the narrative is that, you know, the white man, you know, on his lunch break, I guess, went over to Africa and just threw some black people in a boat and threw some over in Spain or whatever, and just he was just throwing niggas back and forth over here, and the rest he brought back to America. You know what I mean? It's just this incredible narrative, you know. But I'm like, no, you know, they had a hand in it. Our people had a hand in it, and our people continue to have a hand in our destruction. And these are the things that they don't want to talk about. And one of the things that I often discuss with these brothers is that, you know, here's the thing about these talking points, these woke talking points that you are so up against and you try to challenge. Don't forget, 60 years ago, you were in that same space. They didn't want you in corporate spaces. They didn't want you in, you know what I mean, marrying their women. They didn't want you doing a lot of things. But now that you have a certain space, some sliver of acceptance in America, now all of a sudden you think you're separate from everyone else and you want to behave as if you really truly have a seat at the table when it comes to white people. No, that's not how it works, because trust me, at any given time, the white man always reminds you that you're the help.
And speaking of, since we have two white men on the panel, how are you, my favorite colonizers on the block?
I was wondering if you guys had beef. I was wondering if you guys had beef because we didn't see you together for a while. Like,
right. Yeah, we're the only show that has white on white violence.
Is Europe and Russia? Is Europe and Russia an issue?
Sorry, I'm late.
No worries, no saint. Crazy Legs, I did want to ask you a question. Someone asked in the chat. Lucinick is back. Should we give him 2 minutes? He's annoying though, man.
Sure. Give him 2 minutes.
He's fucking annoying, man. If he can come up and shut the fuck up, I will talk to him. But first, I want to ask Crazy Legs a question. Someone asked a good question in the chat. They said, when do you think the divide started in hip hop, or can you even pinpoint a time?
Now, here's the thing. It hasn't happened in hip hop. Now, just because a person is a rapper doesn't make them hip hop. Because they give two shits about everything else in hip hop. Within hip hop, the people who are really hip hop, they have a universal thinking. Is there some bullshit that goes on in there? Of course, it's always going to happen. But this is all social media driven and clout chasing, you know, people just trying to grift. And like everything you described it as, in terms of taking advantage of their own people to cause a divide so that they can walk away with the bag and never have to be on the front lines of a physical altercation. That's what it is. And so everyone's running with what someone else said. It's like, well, where did this come from in the first place? Who is this person? Have they ever seen him? How old is this kid? Mm-hmm. You know, and so that's why, like, honestly, look, I've only, in the past couple of years, I've only done like 4 podcasts, and you're one of them, because I don't want to be part of the bullshit, you know. I'm not trying to be part of it because I know what they do. I know they're gonna take the whole Lord Jamar shit and chop that shit up, you know. But at the end of the day, look, I'm a fan. I only approached them because, you know, number one, I'm not gonna let them try to sun me from a distance and then act like it didn't happen in person. So it's like, yo, let's talk about it.
I mean, that's a man shit, though. That's what men do. Like,
right.
I think, I don't see the divide, because I think, number one, first of all, depending upon which direction you're looking in, that's one version of hip hop, another version of hip hop. Even hip hop has splintered off in so many ways.
I know.
You know, there are very few of the self-righteous, I love every element of hip hop kind of people out there. So even rappers who say they're hip hop don't even know. When I first met Ice Cube in the 90s, I met him at the New Music Seminar in New York at the Marriott Marquis. And I'm meeting him for the first time. This is when he first dropped his solo album. And we're talking hip hop. And he literally came out and said, honestly, I don't even know what hip hop is, but if you could send me some information. And he had one of the hottest albums in the country. I appreciate that he was honest about it. And was like, yo, bless me with some info. And a lot of people out there are using the word hip hop and they're just using it. It's almost like hip hop is a catchphrase now. They're not really into it, but they know that's what they have to say. So even the person who's asking, where did the splinter happen? I have to ask them, do you even know what hip hop is in its entirety? Or are you just talking about the rap industry?
Because I don't know anything about this split. I really don't, outside of social media.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm from hip hop. I'm from hip hop. And hip hop for me was literally, yes, it was the culture. It was the style of dress. It's the manner. It's the manner in which you walked down the street. Even the way that you argue with a motherfucker, the way that you ordered your fucking, you know what I mean, your beef
Bacon,
and
egg, and
broccoli.
cheese
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. Yeah, all that shit. Like, I'm from that world. Now, yes, there is the rap industry. Yeah, this is all those things. But unless you're from that culture, unless you're from that space, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. Because you have to literally live it, man. You have to literally live it. You have to experience it. You have to bleed through it. You have to literally feel the pain of all of those things that what hip hop is. You know what I mean? So when people talk about the divide, I'm like, no, this is a divide between amongst you motherfuckers who really don't know what the fuck you talking about. And you know what I mean, you're trying to make some money off of them shit, off of shit like that. Like, for instance, like one of the biggest things that bothered me, you know what I mean, was when they was dragging Fat Joe. And Joe was one of the coolest dudes I ever met in my life, man. I think I met him like maybe once or twice, and Joe was a real dude, man.
We can all vouch for Joe.
Yeah, the real dude, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm around some real dudes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, Joe is for real. Like, Joe is for real like that. So, you know, I don't. Again, when they talk about when they started dragging Joe, I'm like, see, that's an indication that y'all really are in a space you don't know, man. You're not qualified for, man.
And on a human level, and just, you know, everyone thinks like fucking hip hop is one big episode of Beach Street. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you know, and so the thing is that all of Fat Joe's stores, his Up NYC stores, they are all in the hood.
Yes, they are.
He is servicing Black and brown people. He could have easily gone downtown Manhattan.
Yep.
He's in the South Bronx, he's in Harlem, and then he's up in Inwood, where that's just like little Dominican Republic, you know?
Yep.
So it's like they can say what they want, but that's just
look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at him.
What the fuck is he doing?
He's
showing his
showing
belly button? Oh, Jesus
on camera?
Look at him.
Oh, I didn't even know. Oh, my bad. I thought I was still backstage. My fault.
That's even worse. That's even worse. That's how you behave when no one's watching.
Look at him. Let me say this real quick.
That's not hip hop, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me say this real quick. Like, you know, a lot of us up here from New York, we have a certain manner of speaking and talking. We passionate, we hardcore. So this word that y'all throw around, she triggered, he triggered. This is New York, bitch. This is how we talk. This is how we address shit. Even when it's a nice conversation or fun conversation, we hard as fuck about it. So what you think is triggered because you from North Kakalaka or Virginia or Pennsylvania or wherever the fuck y'all motherfuckers is from. This is how we talk. You probably from Virginia. This is how we talk. So what you think is triggered, this is the language. It's hip hop. Is how we talk. We hard. Even the pretty girls.
I was just telling my girl the other day. Yeah, I was like, you know, I was telling her like she's Japanese. And I told her, you know, you telling me shut the fuck up compared to how I accept that from a Latina woman. I love when a Latina woman tells me, Nick, shut the fuck up, man. Fuck you, whatever. I'm like, it's on some hood shit. I'm like, I relate to that because I also know I was fucking with her and she calling me out, and I'm like, shit, word.
Right.
But,
you know what's really funny though? When New York people, here's a little tidbit for all you motherfuckers out here. You want to know when shit gets real with New York people? when shit gets sour.
Yep. Yep.
And then it's like,
so true.
I
so,
tell you,
so let me ask you what you saying, mama. Like,
listen,
what's your energy right now?
When my
Like,
ex used to, when my ex used to say "beloved" in the most calm voice, I'm like,
oh yeah, that's when shit calm down. When shit get quiet, that's when like it's about to be an issue.
Let's get
It's
tight.
about to be an issue.
Yes,
Exactly.
Oh my God! Whenever you say "beloved," I'm like trying to pull him away. I'm like, come on.
Like, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Beloved.
I know, because we be like, oh, you.
Philly is live also. I know Philly's live.
Yo, Haran, we be like, oh,
Jen,
you
can I say
serious?
Yeah, exactly. Like, yo, so
oh, you serious? That's right before the fight start. Oh, you serious?
Yeah, exactly. Just check it. You gotta check. You know what I'm saying?
Because once we get the okay, then it's on.
Then it is what it is.
You know what?
We just got to make sure, because once
confirmation. Just confirmation. That's all that is. This is
last night I was thinking, right, because it's about to be hot out here in New York, right?
Right.
And
oh Lord.
Where I record at, it's right by my bedroom, and the stoop is like right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh shit. I was like, when it gets hot, I'm about to close my windows, because they be out on the stoop talking like, you're gonna think people like fighting out there, and they just talking, have a regular conversation, But I was like, people don't understand that. So,
but we do. We understand it. What do you want to say, Lucinik? The whole crew.
Jen, I was wondering if I could have a moment, ma'am.
Sure. Are you really quickly? Have you been drinking, smoking? Are you on any medication?
Jen, you asked me that the first time I joined your stream, and I told you I'm high off life, ma'am.
Okay, so no substances, no controlled substances.
Just the pain of being beat down, just the pain of every time I leave my house, I get
any pain pills
like
for
I
that
get
pain?
looked at. Nah, just the pain of society, just the burden of being a dark-skinned black man with locks. You know what I'm saying? And so what I do to override that is I try to be as genuine and fair to everybody. So I would like to give you an apology, Jen, if anything I said offended you, if anything I said offended your panel, the people in your chat. I remember all I did was just ask a question. And thinking about it now, maybe the question was, I don't know, like maybe I wasn't supposed to ask the question. It's just, Jen, you gotta allow feedback from people that subscribe to your channel, man. Like, you a beautiful person. With great power comes great responsibility. No, like on some real shit. And like the way you kept muting me, the things that you were saying that I was saying about you isn't true. Like, I love Hispanics people. One thing, let me tell y'all something. Y'all might not know that all my life I looked up to Hispanic and Latino people. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I kind of believe that.
That's a fact. And look, let me tell you why. All my life, y'all been the beautiful people.
Has to fight. Good.
All my life, y'all been the beautiful people.
Has to fight.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like the pretty hair, the pretty skin complexion, the familia, everything that I never received.
What's pretty hair? Your locks? Or what's
pretty hair? Okay,
my hair grows to an afro.
Like, I don't want to say man, that's gonna offend nobody, but I was saying like the hair that Jennifer has, I guess is grade A.
My name is not Jennifer, and if I wet my hair, it'll look like Haran's beard.
No, but I was just saying, like, I look up to y'all, like on some real shit. I get strength, but I've just noticed that for some reason, maybe it is all about money, because that would make sense. But for some reason, my image is always the one under attack.
So let me interject. I think what you have are personal issues with yourself, and you're projecting them, because you just said that someone's hair texture that was finer than yours is the pretty hair. That's a personal issue you have. You decided that what you thought my hair, listen, you decided that what you thought my hair texture was prettier than yours. You understand that's an internal issue.
Prettier, Jen. Why do you keep putting words in my mouth?
Why does he keep saying things and saying he didn't say them?
Right.
I said pretty hair. I said I looked up to Spanish people because you guys had pretty hair.
In comparison
that's what I just.
Your hair is prettier than mine, Jen.
In comparison to what? Pretty in comparison to what?
Maybe he's talking about the way the silky,
pretty as compared to nappy ass hair. Come on,
man. And what is your nappy ass hair? Did you? Do you have?
I'm a real person.
Do you have nappy ass hair?
And so
do you have nappy ass hair?
These women be buying in the Asian stores. That's not kinky nappy hair. Keep it 100. That shit is Brazilian, Remy, and that Indian stuff. Come on, keep it a beam. So that's what society deems as pretty hair. So I was just using a word.
But do you deem it? You said society, but do you deem it pretty?
Hair is beautiful. I'm not gonna step back from that. Yeah, I like that shit. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think it's pretty hair. I think my hair is beautiful too. But yeah, your hair is beautiful. So if I can't say that your hair is beautiful without you being offended, then what's really going on?
We're not offended. We're just trying to make a point, right?
To get me in like a got you moment.
No. It's an educational moment. This is an educational moment.
The Hispanic Latino culture. Because that's something that I'm missing in my life. That's my only point.
Look at Crazy Legs hair, how it grow out. That's what I'm talking about.
It's an afro. Latinos have afros too.
He looks like my grandfather.
I am your grandfather.
Because of Christmas.
57. No, but I'm just saying. So you say, here's the thing, man. Like it feels awkward when you say pretty hair when I'm a dude who sits here. And I was called as a kid nigger naps, you know. That's
so you get my point, sir. You got my point with the pretty hair, right?
Like, I'd rather be judged on my character, which isn't perfect anyway.
And shout out to you, Crazy Legs. I'm a big fan.
I appreciate you, bro, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think the hair should be the issue because, like, I'm not.
But Crazy Legs, hold on, brother. You just said that when you were a kid, they called you. They said you had what? What kind of hair did they say you had?
Oh, they called me nigger naps when I was a kid because I let my
Thank
afro
you,
grow.
brother. That's what I'm saying. So look, whenever I say something, y'all want to hold Lucinic's feet to the fire. But what y'all don't understand is that Lucinic is speaking from a higher power. So y'all not gonna be able to get me in any kind of got you moment. Because I'm pure. I have a pure heart. Just like I said, I believe that white people are our children. Just like that. They are upset.
George would disagree. George would disagree.
Another thing. I don't know what they're upset about, but I will never turn my back on white people because they have a legitimate gripe. You know, I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if I could ever have a conversation with a Caucasian person other than my neighbor, Mr. Ken.
There are two Caucasians right here. There's two Caucasians right here, George and original colonizer.
But my thing is, I have no hate in my heart. My enemy is racism, colorism, and bigotry. To me, that is a plague to this earth, and it's fucking up everything. That's my only point, Jim. And so, this whole.
But what about your self-hate and your preference for silky hair? What about that? Is that an issue?
Jennifer,
my name is not Jennifer. My name is not Jennifer. My name is not Jennifer. How hard is that?
I keep calling you Jennifer.
I don't know either because
No, I apologize, and I'm not being condescending by calling you Mamacita either. Like somebody said that in the chat. They was like, "Yeah, I was trying to be low key condescending when I was calling you mommy."
I didn't think you were being condescending at all.
You didn't say that in the chat. And Jen, are you gonna unblock me?
No. Why do you want to be here? You don't like my content. That's weird.
Jen, who said? So I can't ask a question without you getting triggered. Like, are you really that?
Okay, so let's stop using the word triggered. I don't know you, sir. You cannot trigger me.
Okay, so why are you putting labels on me that
I'm not putting labels on you. You called me
so
anti-black.
I asked you a question and that turns into me not liking your content?
No, you called me anti-black.
Oh, okay.
If I were black and I deemed someone anti-black, I would go nowhere near them. You understand how that's weird, right?
Jen, I gotta stop you right here because you're spinning a narrative, a false narrative about
that you called me anti-black. That you called me anti-black.
I said anti-black energy. They was talking about.
So that's like me saying. That's like me saying. So that's like. So is that like gay energy, white energy, black energy? You know, racist energy. What kind of? So it's not anti-black. It's just anti-black energy. Is that like Bud Light? Is that like Bud Light, not Bud?
Ma'am, I really don't know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to clear the air. When I came onto your stream, reading the comments, there was a lot of chat.
So anti-black energy is like, is that anti-black light, like Bud Light?
Okay, let me explain to me what anti-black energy is. I'm a black man, and so if I read something that says, "Are black men at the mercy of white men?" that sounds silly to me, Jen. Now you could be doing that for money, you know, for the bag, because you're right. You can make money off being anti-black. I never said you were anti-black, but
no, you said I had anti-black energy. Just own up to what you said.
On this stream, okay.
Right. Just own up.
But wait a minute, don't a lot of black people and black men in particular say that they're at the mercy of white men?
Wait, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said, don't a lot of black people, black men in particular, don't a lot of black men say that they're at the mercy of white men? Don't they say that?
Everybody acquiesces to white people.
I didn't say everybody.
Culture, my brother. Like they got nuclear and atomic bombs.
No. Listen, I didn't say everybody. I asked you to answer my question.
I did answer your question.
Specifically, black men. Aren't there black men who feel that they're at the mercy of white men?
Bro, I just answered your question, sir.
You said everybody. I don't want to hear about everybody. Yes or no?
So you're asking me, do I do what with white men? I apologize. I'm not understanding the line of questioning. Like, are you saying
I am not shocked. I am not shocked.
Oh, you're not shocked because you're smarter than me, right? Because you have a New York Yankees hat on, so that makes you better than me.
Well, New York is better than Philly. What? Come at me, bro. What? So let me ask you this, Lucinant. Let me ask you this. You do know that tonight's topic was taken from my Facebook page, where I had a slew of black men saying that Jonathan Majors and Don Lemon were at the mercy of white men. Did you catch that?
No, ma'am. I apologize for not catching that.
Okay.
So I just asked you a question.
So you just started. Go ahead, Haran.
So you basically jumped into this situation having no fucking clue or context of what was going on. You were just triggered. So this is
now you're using my words, Haran.
So we all here because you didn't sit down. We are all here.
He was literally
just like you, sir.
We were all here. We are all here right now. We are all here right now because you did not take the time to really fully understand the nature of the topic.
I didn't even know she had a Facebook.
No. She explained it in the beginning. She explained it in the beginning of the show.
I wasn't here during the beginning, Haran. I do
apologize. So you just chose to be triggered by a caption. You chose to.
Yeah, I chose to ask you a straight up question. Okay. And I don't feel bad about it.
No, it wasn't. You don't have to feel bad about it. You just got blocked. And I don't feel... Okay, and I don't feel bad about blocking you. We're all good. It's all good.
Wow. So why did you block me again, ma'am?
Can I say something?
I already answered that. Go ahead, Crazy Lex.
Here's the thing. Like, you described...
I gotta put him on mute.
Hold on.
Yeah, I muted him because I want Crazy Legs to finish.
You described her question as a statement when it was a question. And if it was a question, why didn't you just come in and answer the question that was posed? And just give your perspective, because that's like the problem that I'm having with understanding where you're coming from. Because I read it as a question. Because look, I've had a conversation with Jen before. I'm like, yo, your titles be like, ooh, And they fuck with me sometimes too. But I get what she's doing. She's running a show and it brings the people in. But even when we open up a newspaper, if you still open up a newspaper anymore, the title isn't always what's in the story. You know, it's just to draw people there. And she's marketing in a way that's getting people there. But I think you forgot that it was a question and not a statement.
So here's the
Jen in Vegas. Yo, we sat, like when you say that she gives off racist energy. Last time I saw her is me.
I never said that.
It was me, my boy, and nothing but a bunch of other black people, all eating together. You know, so she can't be that. And this is for, you know, whether you said it or not, whatever, for people in the chat. I'm just saying, when we break bread together. And she was breaking bread with black people.
I mean, crazy legs. I mean, you don't even have to qualify this stupidity because it's stupidity. But here's the banner again, because I don't know. Here's the banner again. No, it's stupidity. Like your talking points are stupidity. Yes, that's what I said. But let me mute you before you respond so I can read the caption again. Jonathan Majors, Don Lemon, are black men still at the mercy of white men? I don't know how far you went in school, but there's a question mark at the end of that sentence. That means that it's a question. And then people are free, right? Since you lied again, you said that I don't let people say what they want in the chat. The chat's been popping, okay? Since we started, the chat's been popping, asking questions, rebutting, retorting, disagreeing, contradicting, arguing with each other, okay? And I make it quite clear here. Again, I only block people who are a fucking nuisance. If you are a nuisance to me, I get rid of your ass. Black, white, yellow, purple, green, a blue man or woman. I've kicked bitches off of here.
So why
and they never came back. Okay. You're not a masculine black man. You're the least masculine black man on this panel. The least. And I mean that respectfully. You are the least masculine black man on this panel. The least. I'm more masculine than you, sir. The least. You are emotional. You're argumentative. Okay. You're assumptive. You don't let people finish their point. Those are supposedly synonymous with feminine traits. You are the least masculine man here. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But please don't tell me you're masculine, because you are not. I go to the gym too. We all go to the fucking gym. It's neither here nor there. It doesn't mean anything. It means nothing. It means you have a membership like I do.
I am entertained.
Are you not entertained?
I just want to say one thing real quick. I just want to say something real quick. You know what I mean? Jen stood up a minute ago, and when she stood up and I saw her stomach, I realized that my diet went to fucking shit for the last 3 fucking months, man. She's gonna eat like a bowl of fucking Fruity Pebbles tonight, and her stomach is still gonna look like that in the morning. This is how unfair life is, man. I got a crash diet for the next 2 fucking months.
You got that Asian metabolism.
Yeah, this shit is just nuts.
Like this a-hole Jen will sit there and make a whole TikTok and she eating White Castle. Like, oh no, I go to the gym, a whole White Castle burger in her face.
Oh man, I got field nigga jeans, man. I just get banged. I just get banged.
Not the field nigga jeans. Let me say this too. I'm a super, Lily knows I am a super fucking tough love type of person. And a lot of these questions, Haran, you know too, okay, because we go at it. But a lot of my, and Crazy Legs, you know too. You know, a lot of these questions are tough love. A lot of these questions are a slap in the face. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Why are you doing this white worship? Why are you not loving yourself more? Why do you feel like you're at the mercy of white people? A lot of my shit is tough love. But if you're triggered, like this man said here, his whole life he's been called whatever, nigga naps, or he don't feel my hair is prettier, or his whole life he has to fight like fucking Oprah on The Color Purple. You know, All my life I has to fight. He came up here with that shit. And I understand and I empathize. But you have to understand and recognize that that's what it is. Your problem isn't the Latina on YouTube. Your problem is your self-hate. Your problem is your self-esteem. Your problem is you carrying.
Like, you're saying
not
a lot of
yet,
stuff
not
about me
yet,
without giving me.
not yet.
Okay.
Your problem is the burden you carry from living in America. And I've said here before, you can wait backstage. And I've said before,
don't pop no pills while you're back there, please.
I've said before that living in America as a person of color, listen up, colonizers on the panel, living here in this country as a person of color can be a very traumatic experience. Okay? Living in this country as a person of color from birth can be a very traumatic experience. And it doesn't always have to be blatant racism. It's just growing up and not seeing ourselves on TV. And then when we do see ourselves, we're drug dealers, maids, and hookers, right? Little things. It's just growing up and never seeing ourselves on the covers of magazines. It's just never seeing ourselves anywhere. It's a very traumatic experience. We're like the stepchildren of America. So I empathize with the birth. But you have to recognize that's what it is, and that's your problem. Not the Latina and the Black with Jen. I'm not your problem. Your problem is the burden you feel being Black in this country. Not me. I'm not your problem. I'm not your real problem. I'm not your problem. That is a problem. I understand that it's traumatic living here and getting called shit. Tristan,
you know what the real problem is?
Tristan, I'm gonna fuck you up.
You know what the real problem is? The real problem is that you allowed someone to convince you that being Black in this country is a bad thing. It's a crime.
That's what it is.
You allowed yourself to believe that. I don't.
And you allowed yourself.
I'm black, dark, and I'm the shit. You know what I mean? I got the credentials to prove that. Now, here's the thing. I'm not sitting here to say that to boast myself or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm a competitive person. I have no issue with that. But the thing is that I tell Jen a lot of times. See, the thing about with Jen, she cares a great deal about a lot of things. She cares a great deal about a lot of people. I don't have that kind of care.
Very true.
Thank you.
I don't have that kind of care.
Because you like fuck.
But I understand. I'm more so of the realm of let's concentrate on the people who are useful. If you are useful, then we can sit down and we can have a conversation. We can build together, blah blah blah. But if you ain't useful, I'm not going to try to convince you of otherwise, and so on and so forth. And there's a sect of us that will always be useless, and there's no turning around for them, And but ironically, there is some usefulness for those people. They jump in chats and argue with hosts, and they make people money, and they run up some numbers. So yes, there is some usefulness for them. So keep doing it. Keep going down there, bro, because obviously there's some use for you.
Oh my God. I want to pull up this comment real quick.
Go. You know what it is that after that I need to smoke.
His dick privilege instead of acting like a victim. God damn it.
Smoke so I can wake up and work out. And I want to respect your no smoking policy because I've seen you tell people don't be fucking coming up on here and
lighting up.
So
the popo be pulling up, so I'm like, I can't, don't make the block hot.
So I'm gonna respect.
And we still watching these two. One of these is DEA. We gonna figure it out which one and eventually. So we gotta we try to keep shit. We try to keep shit on the up and up.
I don't know if George is it George or No Saint who's with the CIA. We still trying to figure it out. It's one of them two.
We still trying to figure it out.
I really appreciate listening to all of you because I don't just come on here once in a while. Like when I do miss a show, I check out all of you. I'll be cleaning up in the crib and just having it on in the background, listening. And I learn a lot from all of you. And because I also feel like I'm the kind of person who needs to hear some other perspectives as well. Because shit don't stop with me. you know, and the dialogue must continue. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on, Jen.
Thank you. Thank you for
Take care,
being
Crazy.
here.
Big cat legs, man.
Nice meeting you.
And that's what I love the most. We learn. I love
This
so much.
is can I get this is the block. This is the block. We get hip hop icons on the block, okay?
Yeah.
And we got 2 gens tonight.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
What you want? No, I mean, I try, man, with certain people because I see the pain. I know the pain. I see the pain, but I also say your pain is not my responsibility.
Right.
I say that to my kid. I'm like, your pain is no one's it's no one's responsibility. Your pain is your responsibility. We've all been through shit. So it's like I try to like, what's your problem? But once I see there's the communication is absolutely impossible, then you got to go. Then it's like you're beyond anything I can say.
Yeah.
Right? So, but we tried. I think I tried. We tried, but it's just some people are too far gone, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, you know, most of the time, look, listen. I think people need to just accept the fact that, look, man, no matter what the fuck you've been through, nobody fucking cares. And if they act like they fucking care, 9 times out of 10, it's just pity, and you don't want pity. You want progress. Okay, you want opportunities. You want to step in the right direction, because if it's just pity, then that's useless.
Right.
You can do nothing with pity.
Yeah.
And things like words like racist, anti-black, now they throw narcissist in there. These words have been weaponized. They've been weaponized, okay? And used where they don't make sense because they know it's kind of like black Karening. It's black Karening, right? Mm-hmm. Where Karen uses her white privilege to like fuck other people's lives up. Black people use words like anti-black and racist, right? It's black Karening. It's like Karening backwards because they know those words are incendiary. They know those words can get people canceled, right? So I'm just gonna call you anti-black. And that's why I kept asking him, give me an example of anti-blackness. He could not answer. I said, give me an example of how I've been anti-black according to you. He could not answer. And the reason why he couldn't
anti-black person on the panel.
He was the one praising hair texture. He was the one. I'm like, what's going on?
I almost said, you mean hair like mine? You know,
I was going there next. I was going to go there next.
You're right.
But it was just
but it's black Karening, and it's just as dangerous as the white Karening. Well, not just, because Karens could get you shot up in the hood. But you know, it's still dangerous. It is black Karening, and they do it often. As soon as they feel attacked, I'll just call this person anti-black, and then all the black people come on my side. You know, Tariq Nasheed has done it. A lot of clowns on social media have done it. The fucking blue crunchy suit wearing attorney has done it. They do this shit. They'll call you racist or anti-black because you know it gives them spins and views, right? That's what we're dealing with here in the black spaces. But
we
anyway,
always get Exhibit A every
fucking time we get Exhibit A.
We can't.
No saying.
Oh yeah.
No
saying.
No,
I was just gonna.
No saying been patient as fuck. No saying been sitting up here laying in the cut like an hour.
Well, no, it was just crazy because I had to jump in here as soon as I said, "Ooh," because I missed out on most of the show, and I was like, "I'm still on." And I saw Crazy Legs, something's going on. Then I read the title, I was like, "What's going on?" And then and then it just blew up. But I mean, I had a lot of things I kind of wanted to say, but it's kind of some of the things are past because they were discussed a half an hour ago. But it's always interesting when there is a person of color, a black person, and I'm speaking of not necessarily a person of color, but I'm just talking, a person of color, but a black person that brings up hair texture. It always is fascinating to me because I know how touchy that is in the community. As a white person, if someone said they liked a certain texture of hair, I'd pay it no mind because I haven't grown up in that, and where that was, where my hair has been made a point of not being good. Right. Mm-hmm. So it's always fascinating.
You're talking about even beyond like women who have straight hair want curly hair, and women who have curly hair want straight hair. You're talking about even beyond that.
Yeah. I mean, it is a big deal in the Black community here when especially when people have made fun, like people that are in your neighborhood make fun of you for having a certain texture of hair.
In your house.
Right, in your house, or exactly all that kind of stuff, So it's always fascinating when I hear someone that kind of, I don't know, I don't want to call them tone deaf, but it's kind of like, whoa, like
Well, because it's specific, because black hair and black noses are specific, ethnic noses. These things are specific to black people. This is why this is such a, particularly black women. This is why, you know what I mean? And, this is why so many black women do things with their hair and so on and so forth and worry about their hair because it's such a part of the black identity and it was used as a weapon against a lot of the ideas, the racist ideas in America, because in a sense, it was used against us, but then we tried to find ways to bring it back. So hairstyles, have always been a thing in our community, especially when we played the dozens. One of the things we used to always do was make jokes about somebody's fucking hair texture. Nappy headed motherfucker, shit like that. We used to do things like that. And when you think about it, a lot of them dozens jokes with some self-hating shit.
Because we used to say all kind of things. It was a lot of anti-black things we would say to each other growing up.
Who taught you to hate your skin?
Nappy hair, and then like the ashy legs and all that kind of stuff.
But we learned later on that, and Bill Burr was very keen on saying this, that white people get ashy. You're just white. You can't see it. You know what I'm saying? With us, you can see the ash. So we brag on each other about the ashy elbows and shit like that, and African booty scratcher. Y'all remember that shit?
That was a big one. That was a big one when I was coming up.
You know what I'm saying? So we used to always like rag on each other for our blackness.
I know plenty of black women who said that they were made to use Ambi soap, and their parents put clothes on their noses when they were growing up, so that their nose wouldn't get too wide. So these are sensitive topics in our community, and for him to come from our community to have a head full of locks, you should know that, and to use that. To say that so blatantly and just so like it was
but then but again, the black Kareny, he'll point the finger at me, but he sat there with a straight face and said he's always looked up to Hispanics and looked up to
that sounded weird.
Looked up to, and they got the pretty hair. No, he meant that pretty hair shit. He meant that shit.
He did, but he was trying to get unblocked as well.
Right. He meant it because George, that was what he said was something we heard all the time growing up. It was so like past the salt. Like it was that like, oh, she got pretty hair. She got nappy hair. Like it's such
And that's why one of the reasons why a lot of brothers do want to lay down with white women or women of other ethnicities. That's another topic within itself. Because they want their children to look a particular way. And I've seen black women do it too. They want their children to look a particular way, to have nice green eyes and nice hair and shit like that and so on. It's just a lot of things connected to that.
But again, it's so, but here's the thing, it is not exclusive to the Black American.
No, absolutely.
It is so right. And that's what's so ignorant about somebody like him. But this is what happens when you come from little old town and you don't travel or visit, and your form of traveling is YouTube channels. You cannot travel with these YouTube channels because they all have agendas, right? But it's just ignorance, right? It's just ignorance. Colorism is so prevalent in the Latin community. I can't say enough, whether you're Mexican, Cuban, Puerto Rican, or Dominican, and I'm talking about blatant. And they don't have to interact with white people at all. You can have an entirely, completely Puerto Rican community or Dominican community, and they will let you know adelantar la raza, which means better the race. They say it to this day. I've seen my Dominican friends get married to white people. ¿Pa qué? Pa adelantar la raza, advance the race. Do not bring somebody home darker than you, because you will reverse the race. We are trying to advance the race. This is shit that we are told from when we're kids. Pelo malo. Ay, esa nena tiene pelo malo. Oh my God, your baby got bad hair. This is shit that we hear. We just hear it in Spanish. But it's the same exact thing, and it is prevalent. We have in a family of Puerto Ricans, okay? I said some of us look native, some of us look white, some of us look Taino. Within our own family, when a child is born, your relative will say, oh, her hair looking like she getting bad, like it's getting bad.
Yeah.
Or wait a month, because all the babies come out with straight hair, and it's like once those 3 months pass and that hair start curling up, it's like a resounding she gonna be nappy headed, or he's gonna be nappy headed. It's the same in the Latin community. The same exact thing. The white Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, whatever, they feel like they're better than the darker Latins. It is prevalent in our community as well, and it is thick. And it is bad. It's just probably worse. I think it's probably worse than within the Black community.
Indians are the worst.
At least in the Black community, like it's like, okay, they're in America. But go to Puerto Rico. Go to the campos in Puerto Rico. Or go to the campos in the Dominican Republic. Ooh, Lord. It's real. It's like, so it's amongst all of us. That's why I say the diaspora. But India too.
India's the worst.
Women are bleaching.
Yeah.
In Africa, they're bleaching. Like the biggest bleach is in Africa and in the Caribbean. I mean, like
and
when
some of that has to do with some of that has to do with their gods being pale too. Not necessarily. I'm not talking about like white. I'm talking about their gods are pale. Like, and that some of that has to do with that.
You talking about India?
Yeah, India.
Who made their gods pale?
No, it's actually
they got a lot of
skin. They want it to be white, like white people. Jen, what I thought about here is that thinking through history, I wonder if this whole thing about wanting to be white has been a thing for like millennia, because like in Rome, you had to be from Rome. You had to be from Rome to be in the power structure. They were white. And so I kind of, they were pretty much white, so it's
kind of. They were Northern European.
Wait, but that's true though. Didn't they take like milk baths and stay out the sun and shit like that? Because like the lighter people back then.
Yeah.
Were like
one time I was going to go with this one time, Jen, and tell you that there's like in some occult beliefs that they believe that at the end of the world, the white people, this is kind of like, they believe there will be the white people in charge, and then they'll eliminate all the non people that they can't find useful, and it's kind of like the white people to be the superior race that'll be over everybody else. So that that belief is like goes through like all kinds of different belief systems and stuff. I got to drop, and I was going to talk about. I know we talk about race a lot, so I know I'll get back to reparations another time. But Jen, I was the one that put that thing in there about Kevin Samuels. I've been thinking about that for the last few weeks.
Oh, we got to do it. May 5th, we got to do Cinco de Mayo. How apropos.
Yeah.
Because the chick he died on was Mexican. Yes. The chick he died on was Mexican.
Irony like a motherfucker.
I want to be on that show when you do it.
So come, you better be here, George.
Well,
promote it, because I'm telling you, it's like, the other, out there in the manosphere, they're going to have memorial services and all that.
Oh my goodness. I'm riding that algorithm. I'm getting on my little graffiti surfboard. I'm going to be on my graffiti surfboard.
Hell yeah.
I will say this. He's more popular now than he was when he was alive. He's got like 1.7 million subs on his channel. I find that incredible. But yeah.
That's usually the case when people die.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are nosy too. They become curious about, who was this guy? Yeah.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Oh, you're leaving.
Hey, bye, George.
Bye, George.
Bye, George. Have a good night, George. Have a good night, George.
That's kind of, and George is gone now, and that's something that I caught the tail end.
You love that, don't you?
Yeah, not really. I like George.
Ron's a shit starter.
Yeah.
I heard Lily say something earlier, and so this might be out of context. I don't know, but when she was talking about, that part of the problem is the Africans sold their own people into slavery or whatever, and I think, and even something to what Crazy Legs was saying. I think there's these fantasies that people think that people have that think that and I'm not saying you, Lily, but that everybody is kumbaya. So the people who sold the other Africans, they didn't consider them because they had the same skin color. They didn't consider them part of the same people. Just like there's this myth that white people are somehow together. Mm-hmm. You can see in the United States that we're at each other's throat, just like everybody else. The only way that the Europeans were able to colonize the way they did was because there was division inland, like North America. Those tribes were fighting each other. They weren't.
But that's the point I was making.
Yeah, and in Mexico, they were they were pissed off at the Aztecs because the Aztecs took over somebody. So that's what I'm saying. It's like this notion that I just think it's. There is no like, it's all tribalism and all tribalism. Right. So you can have the Puerto Ricans in New York, and all the way across you have Mexicans in California. You think the Puerto Ricans and the Mexicans somehow are going to come together? It's just like
that's the Puerto Ricans of New York and the Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico have beef.
Right.
Because they feel like if you weren't born there, you can't call yourself a real Puerto Rican. Like, it's like there's beef, but I will say this, I understand what you're saying. You're absolutely correct. There's always been beef amongst people. However, the reason why there's this idea that all white people are the same in this particular country is because the government is disproportionately the media houses are disproportionately white. Politics, everything is disproportionately white in this country. Everything. So it gives the illusion that it's the man against us, but it's not, because you got the white trash, you got the middle class whites, you got the rich whites, you got the 1% whites, and they usually hate each other.
Yeah, definitely.
They usually hate each other.
Whoever came up with, and I know it hasn't, the whole white and black and codes haven't been around forever. Like, whoever came up with that was kind of a low-key genius, because because it gives, like you said, it even gives some white people the illusion that when
sociology.
We all know the Irish were called the N-word, and the Italians, and we were at don't let the Italians in, don't let the Irish, and then suddenly they came up with, there was that rebellion where white people and black people were fighting together against the people that were giving it to them, like they were indentured services slaves to, and they said, we got to stop this. Okay, you're white. And we're going to pitch you against the black people.
Right, exactly. And that was the point I was making, like, because we were at the time, the context we were talking about was built like holding on to this. The white man is always the problem for every little thing, and it's like, well, hold on, we had some other problems before we got to. So we can just leave them out of this altogether and just keep this in house and deal with the shit that we got going on. Because like Jen and I always say, we just don't think about white people that much to even care. Like, I don't even know why this is a conversation anyway, because there's so many things. It's the same thing as, like I say, on a personal level, right? There's so many things going on in our own personal lives that outside of doing this for a show, we don't give a fuck. Why should we even give a fuck?
So Lily, we have 24 hours in a day, and I promise you, may the fake God strike me dead. not one fucking millisecond do I spend thinking about what white people are doing.
Right.
Not one fuck. I mean, I got a to-do list. I got family. I got friends. I got this show. I got my other projects I'm working on. Not 1 second I'm thinking the man gonna get me if I
Unless I
try
paid
to
that
push
white
this.
person to do something for me now. That's what I'm thinking about. What the fuck that white person is doing? Unless I paid that motherfucker to do something for me. That's about the only
I'm
time
not.
I care about white people.
I'm just not. So it's bizarre, and it must be a living hell to like the gentleman that came up tonight just talking about what white people were doing and what he's heard his whole life, and that shit is torture. It's like putting yourself in a cell. It is a life sentence of misery, and it's sad, but you can't fix it. He has to fix it.
Right.
About to your point too, Jen. Jamaicans go through the same thing. Like me not being born in Jamaica, that causes a rift between me when I
Okay.
go to Jamaica. Oh yeah, they call
I
me
didn't know
Yankee.
that. I didn't know
Oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah. Me going over there, they call me Yankee boy. You know what I mean? You know,
I
and then,
did
oh
know
yeah,
about that.
they tell me go back a foreign. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You know what I mean? And all that. Oh yeah, there's a
Well,
rift between Jamaicans. What's up? What'd you say, Tristan?
that's disrespectful. Somebody would got slapped with that one.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and there's that divide, because the divide is that I can freely come to Jamaica, do whatever I need to do, and I can just go back to America and experience that degree of privilege. They can't. So there's that hatred,
It's
so on.
tribalism like a
That's it.
motherfucker. And
That's
it's like
it. That's all it is.
and it's learned behavior because we're so innocent. Like, growing up, I didn't even know there was a divide between Puerto Ricans and Puerto Ricos and Puerto Rican in New York until I heard a Puerto Rican bitch talking about, oh, where you from? And I'm like, the Bronx. She was like, oh, you're not from the island? I was like, bitch, what's the problem? Like you don't know that there's a problem. These people bring you this bullshit. I'm like, I fucking waved the flag. My mother and father were born there. What's the fucking problem, bitch? Like, you know what I mean? And these people, like, they bring you this misery and this bullshit. It's just like when I found out Puerto Ricans had beef with Dominicans, I was like, we got beef? We're like, fuck, we're the same. We're almost the same island. Like, what the? I'm telling you, the shit I discovered. And then with YouTube, now blacks and Puerto Ricans got beef because of hip hop. I'm like, bitch, who, where? We grew up in the Bronx. That's where hip hop started. What the fuck are you talking about? What is this reality that you guys are, inventing? I'm always like the last, like, really? We got beef? Oh shit, we got beef? Like, and someone has to explain the beef to me.
But to your point, Jim, you have, like, let's just say you have 2 daycares, right? And you put like just a mixture of children into that daycare, right? They're not going to be like, oh, can't hang with them because they're black or they're white or they're this and they're that, right? But they're going to become a tribe, right? Mm-hmm. And then they meet with the other daycare. They're going to be against that daycare just because they're different tribes. Even though everyone looks different in both daycares, it's just a tribal thing. But all of that other stuff, like, I've never ever met a racist baby. Like, I've never ever, like, if they
I don't know. I think I met a racist baby one time before. I think I did. The jury's still out. I think I've met a racist baby one time before.
I met ageist babies. I met babies who get scared of, like, real old people. You're like, yeah. I met ageist babies. There's some ageist babies out there. I'm trying not to get wrinkled because I don't want babies crying when I pick them up.
I guess that's the indication where it's a problem, Jenny. When the babies start,
if I pick up them, because usually babies are like, the Disney characters here.
Right.
Once I pick up a baby, he get the wailing. It's time for the nip and tuck.
Baby, I'll be overdosing on Botox.
Can't make the babies cry. Once the babies get to crying, it's a wrap.
Just don't do it too much. Don't do it too much, please. Because please, when y'all come in here with your face frozen, like half your face frozen into the spot.
You're like, okay, I'm passing the mic now.
Right. Like,
I am so happy right now.
Hey, No Saint. Well,
so sad.
Good to see you, No Saint. Haran, you were saying. What were you saying, Haran?
However, I saw more past pictures of the woman that we spoke of, Jen, YouTuber that we spoke of. I saw more past pictures of her before her surgery, and
Yeah, that's
God
rough.
damn,
That's
God
rough.
damn, her surgeon laid hands. That
Yeah.
motherfucker laid hands.
Except for on her nose. He gave her that generic
Yeah, he
stupid
did, but
nose job.
it was still a hell of a goddamn, you know what I mean,
Oh, yeah.
difference. You
Oh, yeah.
know what I mean? He laid hands, man.
Yeah, yeah. And that's Keith
Somebody
David. Absolutely. He said, Keith David said, I've never dealt with racism with Puerto Ricans and Mexicans. Yeah, everybody, and here's the thing. Everybody has a different experience. And
Right.
that is okay,
Hey.
right?
Mhm.
I've met Puerto Ricans that are very inclusive of all our hair textures and our complexions or whatever. And I've met Puerto Ricans that act like fucking colonizers and got an attitude with me because I refused to sing the Puerto Rican national anthem because it praises Christopher Columbus. Puerto Ricans turned on me. They said I was disrespectful. And I said, I'm not going to get up and pledge allegiance to the flag, nor am I going to sing the fucking Puerto Rican anthem. You could go fuck yourselves. And they said I was being disrespectful to Puerto Rico. I was not. Do you see how people switch things?
Right.
I am just not going to sing a song that praises Christopher Columbus. It has nothing to do with Puerto Rico.
Let me tell you something. I don't know if I told this story or not. When I went down to Mexico City and I went down to there was another town a couple hours away, another nice city. I wish I could remember the name of it, but they were having some kind of festival, right? And it was the people dressed up in tribal, maybe Mexican attire.
I think that comment is for you, Haran.
What happened? Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, that was
And
I thought she was bad too until. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, no.
And so I might have told the story, but so Erica was translating what the guy, and they were going around this statue of San Miguel or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dancing around, and the guy who was emceeing, I guess you can say, in Spanish, basically saying that, if this person wouldn't have come to this town, they would still be behind the times. They would still be basically not natives, but what's the word I'm trying to look for? Basically saying that if
savages, they would be savages.
Maybe savages. I don't know if he used a word that strong, but basically saying that if this monk or this priest or whatever wouldn't have come to that town, the Europeans wouldn't have come there. They would be behind the times. They were thanking that he came. And I was just like, and she was looking at her brother. I said, what is that? And I was like, holy smokes, man. Is this crazy? Because these people were in beautiful attire. Just, it was crazy. It was just crazy, like what people, and it had something to do with religion too, obviously. But it was just, I was just like, it's bizarre when you hear it and you realize, like, how can anybody accept that? You know what I'm saying?
I know, I always think that too. But I gotta find this guy's YouTube channel. It's a black guy that travels around the world and shows what it's like to be black in different countries and cities and towns. It's so interesting because he'll go from Texas to Brazil to Puerto Rico to New York to India to Australia, and the story's all the same. It's pretty much the same. It's really interesting to watch.
New Diamond, what? New Diamond said, Jen, love you, but this channel has too many men black. New Diamond, there's only 2 black men up here. What's wrong, mama?
Let's go.
You're welcome. She's welcome to come up here.
For real. New Diamond, you are welcome. Listen, New Diamond, you and your opinions are more than welcome on the panel whenever.
First of all, everybody's wrong, okay? New Diamond is wrong. There's only one black man on this panel, and that's Haran. I am racial non-binary. We have to over this.
No, mama, if you ever want to come up, you could come up. Ain't nobody. We super cool up here. Yeah, I don't let the ladies get disrespected ever. Yeah, so this was a hell of a night, Lily, and here I thought.
Just blame it on me, Jen. Just blame it on me.
Here I thought, but what's funny? If you rewind, I did say I was bringing the heat early in the week. I was like, it's a little early in the week, but it was heat. But I was like,
Self-fulfilling prophecy.
she's a crack. But again, it proves how evil these social media networks are, because when that man came in a barking, them numbers flew up like the fucking
I
slot
can
machine in
imagine.
Vegas.
They did.
I can imagine. Like I
They
didn't even
flew
check. I
I
didn't even
the
checked.
check.
the numbers flew up like the slots out here in Vegas.
Yep.
And they
Okay.
back. And they back now. They back to normal now,
Yes,
ain't they?
they
Yep.
are.
hmm
Yes,
Yep.
they
Mm.
are.
Which is it's so funny. One of the YouTubers I watched did a test with his audience this week, right?
Oh shit.
He put up 2 like positive, like solution-based shows, one after another, right? As a test. He didn't let us know it was a test. And the viewership was like none, right?
Crickets.
He said, peep this. You all want to call me messy and say I make messy content. But when I make solution-based content and show you how, just like how you did with the child support show, and show you solutions step by step of things, you don't watch. So the jury is back. The jury has deliberated to show that you all like the mess. So stop complaining.
Like
I will say,
why didn't they do a reaction video to my child support stream?
Exactly.
Because I
I
was
remember.
helping people.
I remember there was a particular post on Facebook, Jenny. I think she was talking about. She was doing some work with. I think a Spanish organization. It's just something political based, and you were talking about them, and you were essentially dragging them. You know what I mean? You were talking about the bullshit involved, and there were like maybe 2 comments on that shit. There was like maybe like not that many people showed up, and I read it, and I was like, oh wow, that's something. Like you went out there, you represented for them, you had your microphone, you really whatever, and then you basically talked about the bullshit involved, and you know. There was an example of you dragging your space, or the spaces that you should stick to. There was a solid example of you dragging them, and nobody said a fucking thing.
No,
Man.
nobody. No, not a peep from a place called Queens, not a peep. So it's like, that's why I call cap when people are like, why don't you talk about the Latins? And because your ass wouldn't jump up here. That's why. Because your ass wouldn't, you wouldn't come nowhere near. So you wouldn't know. I mean, I did a stream on colorism in the Latin community. It was my first fucking streams everywhere. Ida Rodriguez and Laz Alonso. These motherfuckers are celebrities. Laz Alonso plays Sute in Avatar. Okay, he plays Eminem in fucking what's that? The superhero show, Haran? The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys.
The Boys.
Yeah.
He was in Fast and the Furious. This is a fucking A-list celebrity. I did a stream with him on colorism in the Latin community. Don't get bigger than that. Not a fucking peep. Not a fucking peep. Not a reaction video. Not a, oh shit, she had Laz on there. Ida Rodriguez, who works closely with Tiffany Haddish, who's a celebrity in her right. She's also a political commentator. You probably seen her, no Saint. Ida Rodriguez, the Puerto Rican comedian. Not a fucking peep.
Wait, she was on?
Not a peep. Yeah, she was on here. Ida was on here. Laz was on here. Malik Yoba was on here. They were on here.
I remember.
Not a fucking peep. Not a peep.
I remember that. I remember that shit.
Not a peep. Nope. Not a peep. Oh, you talking about colorism in the Latin community? That's not important. Not a peep. That's why I call cap. That's why I drag these fucking clowns. I'm like, it's all cap. It's all cap. You're up here pretending to be outraged.
Right. Like you don't care.
Ironically though, those were for me personally, those are the topics that drew me to the show. You were talking about these things that, you know, because I regularly wasn't into this YouTube shit like that. But
none of us were.
You know what I mean?
We got dragged in.
But you were talking about these things that, you know, I was like, okay, that's a very interesting topic. And I would listen and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a good point. You know what I mean? Things like that. You know what I mean? And that drew me more to what you were trying to do. You were out the gate, I will say this. Out the gate, you always wanted to talk about things that nobody else was really talking about.
Still
like
do.
Nobody else really wanted to talk about. And those are the things that I wanted to talk about. You know what I mean? Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really give a fuck about half this fucking shit that these people fucking talk about. Like, this shit doesn't move the needle. Like it
Because
really doesn't.
it doesn't move the needle, and it's not problems that we have, so we don't relate to
Right.
them. Like we don't have problems getting laid. We don't have problems getting married. We don't, it's like, I don't want to hear for the 10th time why women aren't submissive. Like, I don't want to hear, I don't care. Right. I don't care. And again, no one's going to take that. I take pride in this fucking show as tiny as it may be. I fucking love it. I love the panel. You're not going to take it from me. You're not going to, oh, you only got 4,000 followers. I don't give a fuck. I have a good fucking time here. I have good conversations. People learn. People thank me in the fucking DMs. People thank me in the email. I'm glad y'all spoke about this because X, Y, and Z. Here's a fucking cash app because no other woman's talking about X, Y, and Z. That's what I take pride in. I can sleep in the morning, wake up in the morning, look at myself in the mirror, and I'm like, I'm good. I'm not going to be here and be miserable and be spreading toxicity and receiving toxicity. I'm not going to do it. That's why these motherfuckers, you notice the manosphere, the motherfuckers are dying from heart attacks, look old as fuck, look twice my age and younger than me. I'm not living in that fucking world, which I'm not doing. And I'm not interested in. I'm submissive and the masculine narratives of the femininity, of the sitting in your femininity with the masculinity and the straw man argument with the narrative and the narcissism and the gaslighting and the anti-black. Like, I'm not
narrative,
narcissist narrative, straw man argument, hyperbole. It's like they're fucking parrots.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Right now, like I told you, Jen, right now I'm studying for a series of certifications that I want to acquire. Now, the point being that there's a certain number, salary-wise, that I want to basically have in the next 2 or 3 years. Now, in order to get there, I have to obtain certain things. I have to make sure that I live up to certain requirements. You know what I mean? I got to make sure that I'm in a different pool in order to say, like, okay, you're gonna offer me this off rip. The same concept can be applied to the dating market. You know, if I want to be able to swim in a particular pool in the dating world, it's a lot of changes right now that I'd have to make. You know what I mean? Straight up. You know what I mean? There's a lot of changes. And like, I'm sorry, man. I see a lot of dudes, and I'm really not trying to, throw no weight around. I see a lot of dudes sitting out here, you know what I mean, with these grandiose ideas about what their weight class is and the options that they have. And I'm saying to myself, like, dog, you don't even have my options. Like, seriously. Like, you don't have my shit. I am sure you don't have Andrew Tate shit. I'm sure you don't have all these other motherfucking shit. And when we can all sit down and be honest about where we are in life, that is the first step to progress. Where we are and where you're trying to get to, and be honest with yourself and say, hey, man, you don't got this right now. You need to get it. You can get it maybe, but you know what I mean? You're going to have to do certain things in order to obtain it.
And I want to say 2 things before we get out of here. And then Lily, you can say what you were going to say. 2 things. The guy that came up tonight was a great example of these guys just want a space to vent.
Yeah.
To vent their pain, to vent what they've experienced. They just want a space to vent, right? That's all he was doing. He was like, yay, Jenna let me up because I know she's diplomatic and she'll give me a shot because I was up here before. And I do remember, he's the guy that had that black nail polish last time and he was very pleasant. You guys remember him? He was very, very pleasant before, had black nail polish, very happy, very jovial. Today, he was on one. But this is what happens. These mood swings happen. And people, it's kind of like don't drink and drive. It's like don't be emotional and then YouTube. So what these guys do is they just like scroll and see who will let them up so they can vent. Oh, Jen, I can say she's anti. Let me read her caption. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, I could jump up there and say she's anti-black, right? If I was talking tonight about, let's say, I don't know, Jennifer Lopez's ass, is it fake or real? He wouldn't have jumped up here, but he saw an opportunity. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm true. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what they do. They're just looking for a space to vent. They don't want to resolve anything. They don't want help. And people cannot underestimate the amount of people who are scrolling these channels with mental illness. Yeah. They need therapy, not Google accounts. They need therapy. And you have to keep that in mind when you're on these machines. A lot of people, they just want to vent or they're dealing with mental illness because as entertaining as that was, as crazy as that was, Anybody with half a brain could look at that man and be like, he got issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got some really personal, deep-rooted issues. I don't have to be a psychologist to see this guy got issues. He's all over the place. He's saying he didn't say things that he said. He's incoherent. He's babbling. He was all over the place. He was backpedaling forward. It was a mess. It was a mess. It was like Tasmanian devil shit. You can't under these guys. Just they're off, and they're triggered, and they're looking for somewhere to vent. That's why I don't take it serious. When you anti-black, I'm like, okay, Roger, go home. You'll be fine in the morning.
Yeah,
you'll be okay in the morning. You're anti-racist. You'll be okay in the morning. You'll find something else to be mad about. Coming up here with his shirt off and just barking and not letting people talk. But anyway, Lily, you was gonna say something, and then we could get the fuck up out of here. I am spent. I wish I smoked like Crazy Legs said. I would go smoke something.
Me a Motrin because that's what I'm gonna have to do. But
I'm gonna go make me a fucking ice cream soda, Pepsi and dulce de leche Haagen-Dazs. That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, I'm
you mess with Pepsi?
Yeah,
Pepsi is the shit.
Yeah, I drink a lot of Pepsi.
I told you she's the most unhealthiest fit person of all time.
The little kids.
You go clean your fucking car with that.
Pepsi is my shit. That's my coffee. I do the little can of Pepsi and like three big scoops of Haagen-Dazs dulce de leche. Oh my God. If there was a heaven, they would serve that at the bar, honey.
Yeah, I'm ginger ale and ice cream every night, but I do not
ginger ale? I never thought about that.
Yeah, I'm ginger ale and non-dairy ice cream every night. Like that is my thing.
That sounds so careful. Okay, so I do Pepsi with the caramel. Well, dulce de leche with the caramel Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Ooh, it is heaven.
I like tres leche.
Tres leche what? Cake?
Yeah.
I love tres leche cake. If they know how to make it. Ooh, that little wet cake.
Yeah,
that wet cake is everything. Who
I was trying to decide
that?
between that and the mousse cake that I got today. So I got it's got like a layer of dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate.
We're the most disgusting fit people on the planet. We are disgusting. We are fucking disgusting.
Like you guys break the laws of physics with your like I don't know people in the chat like this. I'm fighting diabetes and these fit motherfuckers on this panel.
And my numbers are always perfect too.
No, I know, like my blood pressure and all of that. Lily, and then I'm gonna dip a honey dip donut into my ice cream soda.
That's me. It's bad. It's really bad at nighttime around here.
It's disgusting. We're disgusting. We're disgusting. Listen, we're just fine. Listen. Who can get out here in June? Crazy Legs is coming out here. It should be one big party. I know we said July, but who wants to come out in June?
It's June.
I'm still gonna come out in July. I might. Okay.
Let's leave July. Let's leave July. But I was just thinking like,
if he's gonna be out there in June, I don't want to look that up. I just know I'm coming in July.
Oh no, me and Bessie coming out. So, I meant to tell you, Jen. He already said he coming out to hang out with you. I said, well, but was I coming or?
Yay!
Because he just said it like, I'm gonna go out and spend some time with Jay. I'm gonna hang out with. What date is this? You can give me a date. What the fuck are you talking
about? When was I gonna get the memo?
Right.
Like she don't know you.
Right. You don't know you like that.
Right. Lily's like, I'm the plug. Hold on a minute. Wait, okay, all right. Let's set a realistic goal. June or July? I was just saying June because crazy, but it's okay. I'll hang out with Crazy Legs alone. No Saint was like, it's June now. No Saint, July for you, right? You want to come out in July?
If I can, yeah, definitely July.
July for me, like I said, July. I'm coming out.
Okay. Don, when you coming out? Don, come out here. I'm gonna kidnap him, sop him up like a biscuit.
Like some fresh lotion?
Yeah, he gonna be the last biscuit on the plate with the gravy. Come on out here, Don. Yeah, come on. Come on out here, Donnie Wanny. Don said end of July. All right, so then July for everybody. Let's stick to July. I'll just fuck around with Crazy Legs in June. And I'll show y'all pictures. I'll go live with him and all that shit.
So we gonna all do July. Then we gotta. It's gonna be May already. Then we gotta start we gotta start talking about Airbnb.
Airbnb, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta start talking about that shit.
I'm not gonna stay in my crib if y'all come out here in July. I'm crashing your Airbnb.
That was
no,
the
we
Okay.
know that. We know that.
Y'all gonna pay for the Airbnb, but I'm crashing.
Look, man, as long as these women got their own goddamn bathroom, like I said, sharing
I'm
bathroom.
crashing. Let Donovan say he's coming to see Morris Day and me. Why Morris Day? Why would you type Morris Day first?
Right.
It's Morris Day, whoever that is.
Put some respect on my name.
Oh,
Wait.
He's
Wait.
the baby. He's the baby, Haran. Remember, he's the baby of the family.
Okay. I'm gonna let you live, young lady.
He's the baby of the family. He's the baby of the family.
Were y'all gonna jump on me over Morris Day? I know Morris.
Yes, we were. Yes, we really were. Over Morris Day.
I know Morris Chestnut from Rosewood. That show Rosewood.
First of all, Morris Chestnut. The only thing you need to know about Morris Chestnut is that he's been playing Ricky for 20 years. Okay, that's all pretty much it. Y'all know damn well he's been Ricky for 20 fucking years.
He has.
Let's not act like it ain't true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so July, it's gonna be a time. Ooh, it's gonna be a time. I can't wait to see what Airbnb I got.
I want one with a piano.
Oh yeah, but
I want a
piano one.
No, Saint, are you staying in the Airbnb too, right?
Yeah.
But we need to go in with that magnet and make sure there's no we're not tapped and there's no microphones on anything.
And it's gonna be drunk no Saint, right? Drunk no Saint.
Say that?
Drunk no Saint.
Oh, drunk.
Oh
yeah,
boy.
We need the drunk no Saint.
Oh boy.
Drunk no Saint.
You gotta have the drunk. It's Vegas.
I assume that's the real no Saint.
Tequila.
Oh my God. I follow this page on Instagram. There's so many fucking fun things to do out here. So when you come out here, I'm going to have a whole menu of stuff and we can choose what to do together. You guys get the Airbnb and I'll stop by.
Oh no, I'm sure there's a bunch of things we can do together. There's a couple of things Haran can do by itself, though.
Listen, and the Airbnbs out here are amazing. You have to see.
Okay,
I can see it now.
Somebody said slots and bingo.
What? What are we 80?
Bingo. Exactly.
Look at Lily's face. we can play one round of bingo.
I get a video call and one of Haran's little escorts is running around in the background like I'm in trouble now, like because of this man.
Friends, sir.
No.
Tristan, you coming out? Tristan?
So far I'm at 60-40 because
60, you coming out?
Yeah, 60 I'm coming out, 40 I'm not because
you're not allowed.
No, it's not that loud. It's trying to get this wedding and finish school.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's serious.
Basically, I double timed on summer courses.
Do you hear this? Man? Donovan said when he gets here, he's gonna be looking for a place to live. Don't play with me, dog.
But 6 months, 6 months lease.
Listen,
right? A 6 month lease. Don't play with me, dog. Don't play with me.
I don't know if Don Levon has been to Vegas before or not. But July is probably not the best month to go to Vegas. Because it's blow dry or freaking hot out.
I know you ain't.
Listen, I live out here, okay?
I'm sure.
I was at Vegas for I did a shoot in Vegas. It was 115 degrees, and I did a shoot. This is the same year. And I did a shoot in New Orleans, and I think it was like 90. Oh my God, New Orleans.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It was nothing like that. I've never experienced nothing like that.
Well, we got dry heat out here, but the thing is this: that I like the heat.
It's like a blow dryer, man. It's like...
I like the heat. It goes up to like 115 up here, but I always tell people unless you're working outdoors, everything is air conditioning. You're not gonna work outdoors. I like the heat though.
How much I want to bet Don Levon was probably in Vegas a few months ago and ain't say shit.
Oh, you started.
No, he know better. He know better than to come out here and not tell me. He said he's been to Vegas about 150 times.
Damn. Nice.
Yeah, so he knows the heat. Yeah, no, it gets I agree though, no saying it gets ruthless out here. But
damn, these Airbnb prices are dope.
Yeah, they
oh
good.
yeah, no, you have to get ones. You got to get ones that like have the more of you come together under one Airbnb, the doper Airbnb you can get. Like outdoor pools, gyms, pianos. Like the more of you get together, like.
But it's a party city, though, Haran. So they're going to get us at the cleaning fees. So that's what they do in New Orleans and Vegas. The prices are going to be low, but when you go to check out, you're like, "What the fuck? I got an extra $2,000."
Gotcha.
It's the cleaning fees. Yeah.
I knew there was a catch.
Yeah, because it's a party city.
So we don't. Well, we know how many bedrooms.
We'll do that all back.
No, right.
Yeah, they don't need to be in our business.
Right.
Yeah, just make sure y'all get a nice Airbnb.
Yes.
Like,
Donovan, Red Rock is where I did the shoot at, and it was beautiful. But and I think I was there when the sun started to go down. And I think it went down to like 105, and they were like, "Oh, the temperature's gone down like 105." How y'all going to do it?
That's because let me say, I'm gonna come crashing through in my big fuzzy slippers. Like, what's up? Seeing where y'all snacks are at immediately, where you keeping the snacks.
You know the snack bars in my room. You know,
okay, go straight to the snack bar into y'all pool. Donovan said, "I get bored after being there about 4 days." Huh?
Nobody drinks, right?
I drink. Well, I drink socially.
And wine.
I drink socially.
Well, I get a bottle of wine for you guys.
As a matter of fact, today is 15 years of sobriety for me.
Let's go.
Wonderful.
Really, I'm proud.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm far behind that, and you are an inspiration.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Inspiration.
Donovan said he's getting an Airbnb in Henderson. You ain't staying with the crew? Wait, what month are you coming, sir?
Right.
He's probably going to end up staying out here for
He already going rogue. He already going rogue with shit.
No, he said end of July. Y'all need to all come together and get the freaking Airbnb together. Y'all could get I'm telling you, a badass Airbnb if y'all collab together. Because the shit I seen. Okay. Well, okay. Because okay.
No bonnets, David. There will be no bonnets, David. None.
Just for that, I'm gonna pull up with my fucking bonnet. Just for that.
And
don't tell me no. I'm coming with my fuzzy slippers and my fucking bonnet now. Now you done did it. Now you did it, David.
My eyelashes this long.
And my bonnet. And going like this with my hair and chewing my gum. So you Haran. Turn around, let me see you.
Looking like 100. Looking just like 175th fucking Puerto Rican. Like, this is an annoying ass.
With the big door knockers and shit. I come with the big door knockers.
The only thing you're gonna be missing is holding a fucking newborn. Holding a fucking newborn.
Well, she got a prop somewhere. She has a prop.
I'll borrow my grandkids.
That's how you do it.
Yeah. All right. No, it sounds like a good time. End of July then for everybody.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yes, it's gonna be amazing.
Rip Harry Belafonte.
Yo, yeah, we said that at the very beginning. No, he didn't.
Y'all come with a bonnet. I'm kidding, man.
That's just wrong. That's wrong on every level.
I'm gonna make sure I do Jen's makeup real heavy and have her real like lashes look this long.
I need the ones that you can see from the side, like that.
Oh, of course, I got those for you.
Just look like fucking bat wings.
Yep.
This is one girl I saw. Her shit look like roaches were on her eyes, and I'm just like, oh god! Like, how is that supposed to be sexy?
I don't know. To them, I don't know. All right, guys, we are out of here. Woo, this was a night, huh? Shit, almost makes me want to take tomorrow off. But then, what would No Saint do?
I know.
Wait a minute, is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
I never know.
Tuesday.
Is Wednesday now?
It's Tuesday.
Well,
Oh,
it's
it
still
is?
Tuesday
Oh,
over
shit.
here.
It's
Yeah, it's
Wednesday
still
here.
Tuesday over here.
Yeah, it's still Tuesday over here. It's
It's
only
Wednesday.
9 o'clock over here.
It's almost was 12:30, almost 12:30.
I like how she said 9 o'clock. Like the disrespect.
Yeah, I'm out of here. I can't even. I could barely talk. Crazy Legs just hit me like, "Yo, 3 hours plus. You a beast." No, I'm off. I'm
Right.
out of here.
This is
Good
one
Good
of
night.
those.
It's been real. Goodbye, everybody.
Tristan.
All right, good night.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
Tristan, take us out. Tristan, take us out.
Okay. All right. We have the multiple choice now, right?
Shit, tonight was a night.
We got how Don Lemon figured out he got fired.
Okay.
That's one. 2, the snapshot of your inbox.
Okay.
And 3, just regular racism.
Let's just do the inbox snapshot.
I vote for the Don Lemon, how he found out he got fired. But I got
We just-
outvoted.
Yeah.
I got outvoted. I got outvoted.
Okay. All right. So since it's the inbox, right? So Jen, remember what you told the last dude in your DM said, that was talking to himself for like years and years and years? And he said, you know what? I'm not talking to you anymore. Sent him. I'll let you read what you sent him.
Okay. What did I send? I'll miss you like the S in Island.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I'm gonna use that.
I love you all. Class dismissed.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys. All right. If you're still here for any reason, hit that like and subscribe for Mama. Don't forget to support the show, Cash App on the Block with Jen. If you enjoyed tonight, it was very entertaining. I hope somebody got something out of it that helped them some kind of way. If not, then wait till the next episode. You never know. Don't forget Friday's Freaky Friday on the Block with Jen. And Saturday is Block Talent Battle. We will be announcing 2 winners from the past 2 Saturdays who win $100 cash prize for sharing their talent with us. And we will have new talent this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern sharp on Saturday Block Talent Battle. Tell your friends, tell your talented friends to come up and compete every Saturday for $100 cash. And if you are a producer or an artist who wants to promote your music with me, I will promote you for 10 minutes during my intro and a week after. You just got to hit me on the block with Jen at Gmail and we'll talk business. All right, guys. Thank you so much for holding me down, chat. Chat, you showed your ass tonight, and I appreciate it. We can't do this without y'all. Trust me, you are part of the block. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you mañana. And I'm out.